Hang on, guys. I got to switch up my microphone. One sec. I think I'm on the... Just 1 second. Unplug it and plug it back in situation to make sure that I had everything set up. Are we good? It's not too messy in here. Oh my god, hang on. Lighting's fine. That should be good. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I just spent the last 2.5 hours outside in the cold and the wind at my son's baseball game, so that is why we are so late getting started. I'd like to get started closer to 9. Oh, I know I'm not muted. I made sure to already unplug it and plug it back in. All right, let's see who we got here. Mari, you were the first one in the chat. Mari, DB, of course. Fire Scream, good to see you, buddy. Serrano, of course. How you doing, man? That DM you sent me is very, very true. Section 71, fun is kept minimal here, exactly. Yeah, Wagon Burner, dude, if you fall asleep, it's all good. I'm probably going to fall asleep while we're streaming also. Hey, Mahendra. Oh, man, all right. Hey, Korean Cowboy. Welcome in, buddy. All right, so what is with the quartering? Just a totally normal guy selling sexy furry skins while also running a ferret rescue. Nothing weird there. What are we talking about? The CDPR Warsaw studio is the one responsible for Witcher 4, Boston Cyberpunk 2. Wait. Oh, how are you aware of Pirate's CSA ferret skins he sold? I remember something about that. Lugia, good to see you, buddy. So Mahendra, I've got a couple of topics, and if we get through them really quickly, I figure we can do some Road to Vostok for a little bit, since I haven't played a game on stream in forever. Although that's not really a good streaming game because I have to pay like super close attention to it. Is Witcher 4 not done forever? No, Witcher 4 is going to happen. And as far as I know, it hasn't been in development that long, has it? I mean, how long have they actually been working on Witcher 4? He crashed out and tried to expose Stuttering Craig. Craig did an impromptu live stream to talk about it all and showed the DMs that the recording was already showing and trying to twist to his narrative. Oh my god, what? TLDR, the Warsaw studio is mostly free and made up of Witcher veterans. Witcher 4 will probably be quite good, not woke. Cyberpunk 2, though, is in danger. Yeah, CDPR is a mess. So even if Witcher 4 is good, and I'm hoping it is, personally, as a fan of the series, I hope it's good. We'll see. Especially with people they hired in their Boston studio. Yeah, that's always a concern. Okay, hang on. All right, guys. All right, I had a couple topics to pull up, and we will get into those topics. Pirate Software, there's a video from Quinn Theo, who is basically, he's been milking Pirate Software for the last 2 years straight, practically, I feels like, that we'll watch, and also a bunch of stuff from The Gamer about Pragmata, a new video game donkey video about Pragmata, which we can watch. What else we got? Hang on a second. Just a little girl talks too much but tolerable. Hey, Vernum! Good morning. What phrasing are we talking about? He legit built his brand on Pirate Software. And hey, no shade. 2 of my best videos of all time as far as like viewership were both Pirate Software videos. Don't say he's milking. Dude, he wears a milkman suit when he's talking about Pirate Software, okay? He calls himself the milkman, for God's sake. All right, let me get on Twitter here. Let me get on Twitter and see what we are talking about. Pirate Clownware. I would be surprised if this isn't trending. Let me go to Stuttering Craig's Twitter accounts. See if he has it there. Side scrollers, I've been exposed. My channel's under attack. Feel free to use this stream for content on your channels. Dude, I'm just gonna... 52 minutes? Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna pull this up. Hang on, can we watch it on YouTube? Where's the actual link? Why is it not going to YouTube? That's so weird. Usually it pops up on YouTube. Here we go. Okay. What the hell is this?
I can't even...
What's playing in the background? Oh, music. Turn that off. There we go. All right. Quartering already went through and has gone on a post-deleting tangent. Oh my god. 90% Pirate Software videos. Did you know he worked at Blizzard? I had no idea he worked at Blizzard. What is this? I'm gonna try to skim through really quickly and see what he was talking about on this stream. Dude, this is just insane. BS3 Jeremy's already erased most of what he had in me. Okay, so we'll just kind of go and skim the DMs and tweets and stuff. Hang on, let me get this volume up a little bit.
Drive 10 hours across the United States. I can't even drive 10 hours. That's literally what I did. I got out of my car and had DMs going. And
Resident Evil 8 Village.
You've been exposed.
Was that one about father and daughter?
I spent the last 2 days driving 8.
Doubling on the audio. All right, hang on a second. Let me get... Was it his video? Maybe. Let me know if it's still doing it or if it's just picking up on something else. Doesn't look like anything else has audio going on at the moment.
18 hours across the United States. And here we are, and the first thing I got to do, no, don't say hi to your family. You have to go live to talk about some guy spurring out about you, getting ready to expose you. So here we are. My channel's under attack. Here it is. I have not checked my audio.
Oh, it's about his saving his daughter. Oh, I was thinking Resident Evil 7 for some weird reason. Biohazard, where you have to try to save your wife. Considering that he's younger than me, I 100% believe that he probably started when he was 13. Who are we talking about? Pirate Software. I'm just going to jump ahead to see if we can get an idea of what's actually going on. Yo, Jer, some asshats talking straight up shit about you on YouTube. Goes by side scrollers. As if he doesn't know who side scrollers is.
Legitimately, you have no idea who this person is. Let's see how this goes. Bentley came in with 5. Says, and by the way, I don't want your super chats tonight. Don't super chat. Don't.
Maybe
do that,
Mahendra.
right?
I imagine it would to some degree.
The last thing that you want is for Jeremy to be pissed at your support of side scrollers tonight. That's the last thing.
I had no idea this was going on, guys.
I will read.
I'm not kidding. So I left work at 4 o'clock today to get home to pick up my family so we could go drive a little ways out of town for my son's game. Then I was with the coach doing the scorekeeping the entire game till damn near like 8:40 at night before we headed back. I had no idea this was going on.
Bentley says, Dad, gummit, Craig, you're on at the same time as Phoenix. Only one of you can take my money. I may have to use riddles to see who's worthy. Well, listen, only one of our channels is being exposed tonight.
Okay, so TLDR is that Jeremy tried coming out and making Craig and side scrollers look bad with pieced apart DMs. Craig showed the entirety of those DMs. Okay. There was somebody on Rumble last stream when we were talking about the Quarterings Coffee Company that was trying really hard to defend him. And what I don't understand is if in this context, you can look at a guy like Jeremy and say, he maliciously pieced together DMs to make Craig look bad, to the point where you know Craig can just come back with the receipts and show everything and make the quartering look like a piece of shit. Why is Jeremy doing this? Like, legit, if you want to defend him and you think he's a good guy and he's taking too much heat and people are being mean to his wife, like, I'm okay if you have that opinion. I'm going to disagree and say you're wrong. But, like, why would he do this to himself? This is like the meme of, you know, the guy shooting the guy sitting in the chair and then turns and looks and it's like, why would he do this to himself? It's because he's spiraling. Is this his descent into lolcowdom and he can't pull the ship, like he can't pull the plane up? Is that where we are?
By the way, Mama Oko came. Apparently the next few tweets are about me.
Okay. You mean the guy that begged me for help on YouTube and to come on my show? These losers overplayed their hands. If they want me to be a villain, I will. One new scalp a day, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Hey, Craig, you've had a lot to say about my business and me as a man. Tomorrow we will look at the messages you've sent not only to me, but everyone else. I hope 2 videos ad revenue was worth it. These people are all snakes. Let's jump a little further ahead. Nearly everyone profiting off spreading vicious lies on my name. I've been nothing but nice to over the years. The receipts are on my side. I've let it be for weeks, but I guess if they really want me on my villain arc, I will oblige. Wow. Because there's only a binary, either you win or you lose, and Jeremy's not a loser. Jeremy's been there for years, but Warski and PPP broke him. Maybe that could be what we're looking at. attacking everyone around him. Oof. Endemia's recent video pointed out Silent Hill F's game where one of Silent Hill's F bosses shows a woman's baby making machine. I mean, I remember everyone simping for the big vampire chick, like saying that they want her to step on them and stuff. Evident by the way he was posting that he was drunk off his ass. I thought he was stopping drinking. I thought he was going to stop being an alcoholic and actually, you know, try to get right and all that good stuff. And honestly, guys, I hope he does. Nobody should, you know, spend their entire life miserable, drunk, and hating themselves. But what the hell? Like, come on. Gooner vampire, yeah. Let me see. He fallen threatened creating side scrollers that he needs to reach out to only one person and push one button to get them canceled. Holy shit. Well, we'll see if those tweets are still in this video here.
Telling me to be calm.
Oh, I don't want anyone to hear anyone telling me to be calm. These effing losers, Yellow Flash, side scrollers, Britney, Geeks and Gamers, they've all turned heel and decided 1 week's ad revenue is worth selling their souls, and so I will oblige. Here's the crazy thing. The man has still never addressed the fact that he is buddy-buddy with a guy with domestic abuse charges who openly advocates for swinging and all sorts of stuff. And the things that Jeremy said about the guy's wife, the way Jeremy has talked to women over the years, it's all documented. Jeremy has never once addressed any of those things. Now, he goes after Yellow Flash and tells him, oh, this guy was a friend of mine and now he backstabbed me. And you listen to Yellow Flash and Yellow Flash is like, we had like 2 conversations and we know each other through YouTube. We're not friends. You know, he's being attacked by the woke left. Yeah. I mean, come on, you can try your best to defend the quartering in this situation, but you have to understand and admit, like, the dude has done this to himself. What did I miss? You haven't missed anything. I got started late because my kid's baseball game went late. We were surprisingly talking about the quartering because I had no idea there was shit going on with them recently. Like, I thought we were kind of done. Jeremy has this tweet saying these effing leeches forgot about the fact that I cut my teeth in the most ruthless time that ever. Oh my God. I have never seen a more like soft, saggy, flabby, drunken, miserable looking person in my life pretending to be tough than this right here. Quartering's followers came in and tried getting the channel flagged by putting slurs. Oh my God. So DB, that sounds like what happened with the whole pod awful thing that stream you weren't here for. They were just typing out random words in my chat trying to get it flagged. Seems we're not done. I thought we were done. I thought we were done. Effing leeches forgot about the fact I cut my teeth in the most ruthless era of YouTube. They think I won't roll around in the mud with them because I've let it ride for a few weeks. Jeremy, if you roll around in any more mud, it's going to look like you shit yourself. Like, come on, man. They've mistaked my kindness for weakness. Someone says, do yourself a favor and unplug, get off the internet. And he's like, let massive YouTube channels lie on your name because long ago I used to watch your channel. I shall send you a spoon for with you can eat my whole ass, kid. Wow. I got rated? When did I get rated? Tech USA had similar drama as the quartering. Similar to when in Review Tech USA deleted his entire channel. Yeah, that was the weirdest one. Remember the mod that moved the player camera into her chair and the phone call was muffed? Oh my God. That's crazy. He did the pirate software. Yeah, eat my entire ass. Do I still have the pirate software on in here? I don't think I do. I used to have the pirate software rant, the clip about him hating Stop Killing Games as a clip on here. Oh, Wagon Burner, Pod Awful. He's one of these guys. He wants to be freaking Kino Casino. He's this weird stoner druggy. Imagine Styx Hexenhammer minus the drugs and with teeth. And that's what this Pod Awful podcast guy looks like. And he sent during the early on, like when Marathon first came out and we were all shitting on Marathon, he actually had like a bunch of bots and a bunch of his followers raid the chat. And they were like typing like blocks of text of just random words to try to get the chat flagged. I let it go for like an hour until we figured out what was going on. Yeah, I think it was Equilibrium told me what was happening, and so we just started banning them. And they're like, oh, so much for free speech. It's like, dude, you're trying to get my fucking channel destroyed. Like, what are you doing? That's not free speech. Like, come on. So that was like a couple months ago now, month and a half. All right, let's see.
That's pretty good. Honestly, pretty good advice. He quote tweeted that, says, "Name because I don't know what you're talking about. We'll look at it here in a little bit. Let's see. I sure hope all those temporary views were worth it. I've tried to play nice, but you left me no option." By the way, look at the timeline on all this. It's all like in a span of really short time.
Oh, you didn't know about that, Wagon Burner?
He's got to.
That was crazy stuff.
He's got to be.
Never forget, all I have to do is send a text message, or was it an email, or was it a messenger pigeon? I don't remember, but I have the power to get anyone I want banned from YouTube. I have the week off next week, and I'm going to have some fun.
It is like this tangible thing.
Oh my God,
that
this
you
guy.
can point to and say, hey man, I love you. This many dollars worth.
I am just sitting back, watching this massive shish show going on, eating my popcorn.
Kilted for the 20. Holy crap, man. Thanks, buddy. Dude, like I said, I don't know if you were here when the stream started. I was at a freaking baseball game. My oldest kid was playing a game till almost 9 o'clock tonight, and we had to drive back. And I was literally, before I sat down, telling my kids, go to sleep. My stream has started. Where's Bankruptcy? Bankruptcy is now for, I think I have it set to where $2 or less triggers the bankruptcy thing, and anything above does that one. I was going to actually do a different one too, but I'm working on it. He's channeling his inner Reddit mod. Oh, you just got here. Well, thank you for the 20, Kilted. Holy shit, man. Appreciate you. But I didn't know any of this was happening. I had no idea. I'm like, I had seen one thing from Jeremy earlier today, and it's like he blocked me on Twitter, so I don't see his stuff unless somebody else shares or replies to it. But like, I thought we were just going to kind of like, oh, he's going to take a week off from the live stream. Haha, that's funny, you know, whatever. Okay. Anything less than 5 triggers bankruptcy. Exactly, yes. All right. Thank you for the 20, Killed It. I appreciate the hell out of you, man. Every time I see your videos, I'm trying to hype and like them and all that kind of stuff, dude. You do awesome stuff. I just wish the algorithm was kinder to all of us. $5 USD. I know, it doesn't like Smeg's Australian money. Anytime he does 5, it does the lower tier because Australian money is still somehow not worth as much as US. Maybe one of these days. All right. Let's keep going.
Drunk, got to be high, got to be something, right? Never forget, all I have to do is send a text message, or was it an email?
Broke bitches.
Or was it a messenger pin?
Yeah, Firescream, I can give you like a 30-second TLDR. People put 2 and 2 together and figured out that a friend of the Quarterings that he's known for a long time, who has a special mod VIP role in his Discord, who also jumps into his live streams and donates money, is a swinger openly on Reddit and other forums. He also is married. He's got a $1.5 million house, and his wife goes and works part-time for the Quartering and his wife cleaning their house, although I don't know why they need to. The Quartering, while streaming, has told this man, bring your wife over, bring her big old boobs, I want to see her in my hot tub. The Quartering has never once really addressed the allegations of his best friend being a degenerate. When it's come up, he's lied and said, I didn't know, but then in other times he said, oh, well, I've got friends who are swingers and to each their own. So it was basically like this cycle of him trying to beat around the bush and not address it head on. People think that basically he and his wife are in a marriage of convenience, not actually technically married, like romantically involved. There's a lot of stuff there. So when that happened, it then brought up a lot of other shit. His coffee company being basically a scam, just being dropshipped stuff, like a whole bunch of things. Well, it's not even so much cheating on his wife. He hits on every woman that he streams with. Like we've gone over dozens of clips of him being inappropriate with women. And on top of that, if they are unromantically, like not involved at all, then essentially what we're looking at is 2 people that are in a marriage legally, but basically they're not in a relationship. So he was pretending he was taking time off because of spring break. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, but remember,
Did I say
have
ball?
the power to get anyone I want banned on YouTube. Nice.
So then what happened was, because Kino Casino was the YouTube channel, the kick channel that was going at him really hard, he told Josh Moon behind the scenes, the owner of Kiwi Farms, hey, I can get these guys banned. I'm not going to, but I could. One phone call, one text, whatever. Then their channel got nuked. He's like, I had nothing to do with it. Rumble CEO came out defending him, being like, well, look, I'm not going to tell my creators who they can and can't talk to and what they can and can't say and blah, blah, blah. But if Kino Casino wants free speech, they should come to Rumble, right? They've all been playing it off as if the Quartering had nothing to do with the channel getting nuked. Convenient, exactly.
I have the week off next week, and I'm going to have some fun. Okay. All right. Craig owns you. Sure, go ahead and block me, you schmuck. Hey, Stuttering Craig. Care to share the hilarious DMs you sent before
Oh, so here we go. Here's the DMs.
Sure. Here they are. This is literally the beginning of our conversation. I by the way, I'm looking at these for the first time. I just pulled these up. I have not looked at these since the last time I sent him a message.
Well, Firescream, we all know that in a situation where 2 people, a man and a woman, are in an open relationship, the woman is getting laid 10 times more often than the man. The woman is getting way more sex than the man. Okay, this is part of the issue. Unless you guys are swingers and you go to clubs together, and that's just disgusting. Because then it's like I can't even imagine the whole atmosphere of that. But if we're talking about a normal open relationship, it doesn't matter how unattractive the woman is. She's going to be getting more sex than the man. 100%. Men are easy, you know. Yeah, it's disgusting, Mahendra. Trust me. I 100% agree. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's called the Will Smith scenario. Exactly. More like Jared's in an open relationship with his wife, so most likely his wife has more opportunities. Yes. When he perform platform e-thoughts like Brittany Venti. Yeah. And that's things we've shared a lot of Brittany Venti stuff on here and too. And like I have no qualms about like people's opinions on Brittany Venti. In my opinion, I probably wouldn't trust her any more than I trust the Quartering or Kino Casino. Like, I have no side in any, like, with any creator that's covering these guys. I like Craig. He's cool. But, like, when it comes to, like, Kino Casino, Brittany Venti, all stuff, look, I know that all these people have weird shit in their past, you know? Right now, it's just that we're all talking about this. Thank God it's taboo to do that in Greece. People still do it, but it's still not a common thing. I mean, taboo just makes people want to do it more, unfortunately. And I'm not saying make it all normal. I'm saying is people have that weird, well, it's wrong, so maybe it makes it more fun. I don't know.
November 21st, 2002. I sent
it's more like an NTR manga plot.
We're going to do some cool stuff. Okay? That sounds like he wants to do some stuff together. Okay.
Oh, God.
Sure, man. Hit me up anytime. It's good in getting back into making content. Oh, okay. Yeah, the timing on this. So, a little bit of context here. I had left talking about video games and the video game industry for a good while, actually. I was,
so it looks like he was giving Craig some advice on thumbnails or video titles.
Actually providing me with a little bit of tips here. Any examples on how to improve? Okay. Okay. Yes. Stuttering Craig reacts, lies, deceptions, and okay.
Oh yeah, so he shouldn't put his name Stuttering Craig in there. It's already in the channel.
I did.
That's kind of a no-brainer.
Sent on the 21st of November, 2022. I'll be available in the new year. Sure, sounds great. If I can ever be of help, don't hesitate to reach out between now and then. Congrats again. You've certainly grinded and deserved the success, which I think is a nice thing to see. Jeremy has absolutely.
Did he just call him Jeremy?
Grinded.
I hope he intentionally did that. Called him Jeremy.
I think he posted a picture of like an American flagpole or something. So I told him, great flagpole. Notice it's a couple days later. Hey, if you ever want to discuss the Twitter file, if you ever want anyone to discuss the Twitter files with you, I'd love to. I cannot believe.
Okay, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. He talks about the titling of videos thing.
As I get back, this once again, he just want to make sure we don't bump into each other. I have some things in place, and
so here it says that he asked Jeremy because he sounds like Jeremy wants to launch a new platform for creators. My God, if he did that, that would have been a complete shit show. Have some thing plans. Don't want to bump. Let's see. He says, I don't think we'll be competing on this. I'm not launching a platform. Okay. Let's jump ahead. All right, here we go.
Supposed to talk about it amongst other things.
So he had Rich from Review Tech USA on his show and asked Jeremy if he wanted to be on.
Oh, is this what he was? Is this what I forgot?
Jeremy Wormy.
He was going to fight Rich from Review Tech. And now they're on. Wow. Okay. His answer, no. Okay. Any reason why? I don't do shows. You mean you don't slum it with us?
Yeah, no, he went on Timcast. Jeremy went on Timcast and looked incredibly uncomfortable the entire time and only made it for one day because he didn't make it to the second show in time because he sat in his room and his excuse was nobody from Timcast told him that it was time to go on his show. And Tim was mad because he didn't show up for the pre-show meeting or whatever that whole story was. No, Jeremy, like when you guys see like the clip of their live stream with him and Hannah Claire and Melonie on the side of him there, and he looks so incredibly uncomfortable the entire time. You know, he doesn't do shows. He's not really wrong. Jeremy has not been a guest on many shows. When he was on Steven Crowder, it was really painful to watch. When he did his election coverage with guests, it was not enjoyable. His entire conservative thing is a completely an act. They said cosplay. My brain's tired. You can tell by the way he reacts to stuff and talks to people that he's actually a leftist. Yeah.
That's what you mean, right? Okay.
Well, the thing is, he's never said he's a swinger. he says he and his wife are happy. But this has been my thing from the get-go. Jeremy's always like, oh, one day I hope to have kids. One day I want to start a family. It's like, bitch, you have millions of dollars. You could quit YouTube, sell all of your toys, and live comfortably in that giant house you have for the rest of your life. And you and your wife could have kids. You could have kids if she's physically able and you guys wanted to, you could. Nothing has stopped you other than the fact that something is stopping the two of you from having kids, either physiologically or whatever your circumstances are. It's more like he was wearing a fake mask. Yeah, well, that would make him a grifter. The word the grifter word that gets thrown around is people who lie for money. That's a grifter, okay? That would mean that he's a grifter. Like the actual appropriate use of the word. Seems like leftists are miserable too, so most miserable right-wingers are depressed, and that's different. Yeah, I could see that. Right-wingers get sad and depressed. Leftists are just miserable because they have no fun.
Copy that.
That's
Hope
it.
all is well. It looks like I posted an X post or something here. Hey, brother. We're going to talk about this today on Side Scrollers. Just want to confirm how you got this. I'm assuming it was leaked and sent to you. This is just me following up, having a little bit of courtesy if I'm talking about something that people post.
Yeah, sources had the company. Great, wanted to confirm before running with it. And then later on in May, back in 2024, just wanted to reach out and see if you ever want to do anything together. Side Scrollers is going great. You're obviously starting up your Quartercast channel. We'd like to figure out a way to work together. Now, he's going to probably use this and say that this is one of those times where Side Scrollers needed him for views because his channel is so much bigger. Side Scrollers has far more consistent live viewers and interaction and super chats on their morning shows than the Quartering has ever gotten on either YouTube or Rumble. Despite the fact that his Rumble numbers might say 10,000 viewers, like the chat doesn't move and he doesn't make any money. That's probably why him and Melonie get along so well. He grifts conservatism. She grifts Christianity. She's awful, dude. She's just the worst. She's terrible. Let me see here.
For me, for my end, and for sure, hair on fire this summer.
Where did he say that? Oh, he says, that's great to hear between my daily streams and shitting out seven. Okay, hang on a second. So this is him with his hair down behind the scenes talking to Craig. He refers to making his daily videos as shitting out videos. Let's just keep that in context, okay? Shitting out 7 videos a day.
Okay. Seems like it's always a tough time of year. That's fine. Sure, totally get it. If you're ever looking for a guest on one of your streams, hit me up. There we go.
Melonie was a pro-LGBT, pro-everything, gay and wonderful and amazing before she became a Christian. And I'm not going to question her actual religious faith. I'm not going to do that. She might genuinely in there somewhere under her miserable, annoying self, the surface level of when I look at Melonie Mac and I want to gouge my eyes out, and she makes my ears bleed to listen to her. I'm not going to judge whether she's actually deep down a Christian or not. But what I will say is she wears the actual religiosity as a skin suit. Whether or not deep down she's a Christian, I don't care. That's between her and God. But she certainly wears the visage, if that's the right word, the persona of being that holier than they're out. I'm tired. The words are not working tonight, guys, but you get what I'm saying, I'm sure. It's an apt description for his behavior. Now Rev says Dezu grifts on Christianity. Well, Mahendra, it's a common thing. So with a lot of people, especially people of my generation in their 40s, who all were raised going to church at some level, a lot of people are finding their way back to church because there's a lot of Gen Zers who are being ultra conservative, right wing religious nowadays. It's I don't want to say it's fake, but it definitely is more of a sociological thing than I'd say a deep down philosophical religious conviction that people are having. So I've seen Yellow Flash and Rev Says Desu and a lot of these people, even the Quartering, talk about going to church and all this kind of stuff. It is certainly a thing. It's trendy, I will say.
Will do. I'll pass this on to Maggie. She does the booking. We use guests for Friday. Cool. Here's my email. This email is public. CraigSkitsPodcast@gmail.com. I've given that out to many, many people.
Take me to church, yeah. Yep.
Saw you mention you're getting 1.5 million views a day on shorts. Worth the time? Clearly it is. Have those subs carried over to your longer format and videos and live streams? Hard to say, too early. How long have you been doing shorts? He says, your mileage may vary. I can't say it's been, if it's, quote, worth it. Thumbs up.
This is so weird. Jeremy talks truly in DMs like somebody who can't be bothered. He genuinely doesn't give two shits about Craig or his opinion or anything else. It says, if you're looking for any guests on Friday, I'd love to come on your show. Jeremy says, yeah, right on, pretty nuts with the election. What I will say is, yes, does this mean that Craig looks like he is trying to get the quartering to give him kind of like a leg up, or just to, get him on a show for exposure? Sure. There's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, because that's what creators do all the time, especially with two big creators where one's a little bit smaller than the other. You get on the bigger guy's show and it helps your viewership. There's nothing wrong, like admitting that's not a bad thing. But the issue I have is that Jeremy acts like he's up here and Craig is all the way down here. But in the middle of that, Jeremy has had people on his show, on his streams, like the chick that was pregnant that he couldn't stop talking about her being nude and having OnlyFans and shit when she didn't. She was a tiny creator at the time. And he had her on his show during the whole Tim Pool thing. So it's like, give me a break, dude. Christianity is more mainstream in Greece, smaller population. Yeah, the U.S. is far more hedonistic, I would probably imagine, than Greece, although I'm sure Greece has their own issues too. Rev says Dezu is farming his content on Hassan over 100 videos and selling her his merch for money. Also, Rev's wife supports censorship on the internet. Well, yeah, people are going to have varying degrees of what they will and won't tolerate. Yeah. My country has been Christian more than 1,160 years. To me, she's a disgrace and a fake. Real Christianity is about free will and love, not about dogma and imposed restrictions. I mean, I would maybe disagree with that take of yours, but again, that's the thing, is we're all allowed to agree to disagree. My problem isn't what her actual convictions are. My problem with Melonie is what her persona is. It's entirely the actual, like I said, it's like under the surface, could she be a Christian? Absolutely. But on the surface, it looks like a massive skin suit. Hey, Patriot. It feels like a skin suit. It feels like a grift, right?
Joe, right? Okay. Right on. Pretty nuts with the election right now. Sure, keep me in mind. If
yeah, and everybody's election coverage. Guys, when I did my election stream, not doing anything political on this channel, but we did an election stream where we tracked the last couple hours of the election, the live, results, all that kind of stuff. My stream had like 100 viewers at one point, which for me is a pretty nice high average. So it's like, that was pretty cool. It was a big deal. So him, saying, hey, I can come on your show during the election stuff makes total sense. Lots of viewers.
On the horizon.
Whereas Christianity,
go,
like
friends.
a persona.
That's it. That's literally the bottom right there. The last interaction was September 6th, 2024. Absolute exposed as being kind and professional indeed.
Those were all the DMs. That's it. All right, let's jump ahead. So that was all their DMs. There was nothing else. Oh, wait, here we go. There's some Melonie Mac stuff here. Oh, no, I got you, Empress. No worries. Guten Ohio, mis amigos. Mis amigos? No, I don't speak Spanish. Also, Guten only has one T. I'm pretty sure Guten only has one T.
Do our best to grow every single day with our little show. So with that said, I sent this to Melonie here.
Melonie Big Mac.
Sent this to Melonie, and I said, look, I know he's your boy, but your boy's a dick and has no class. I'd rather you hear it from me directly than hearing it from other people.
And this is relevant because Melonie has been on Side Scrollers Razor Fist, who I've lost all respect for. And I don't even care about like the allegations of the stuff that from supposedly he was dating some girl that was underage. That's pretty much all been disproven at this point. Enough where I would not go out on a limb and say, oh, Razor Fist's a pedo. No. Enough of those things have been retracted and clarified by the ex-girlfriend in question. I don't watch Razor Fist anymore because unfortunately a lot of his handling of the situation with Melonie and Red Roberts and the quartering during the whole Goonergate thing and the way Razor Fist acts on Twitter, I'm just kind of burned out on the guy, Duo of grifting, yeah. Stinky Pinky, hey, Mlixelplix. So that being said, at that point, Razor Fist and Melonie Mac were regular recurring guests on Side Scrollers,
Right? Now, I sent this to her Wednesday, what is this?
Yeah, his ex is clearly nuts or bipolar.
She responded, I guess, that night. Says, I think you're taking this way too personally. It ain't that deep.
Mine hair. Hey, now. That's
you
not
guys can
how
say a
you
little
spell hair.
You're talking about my livelihood. It's that deep. He may be your boy, but he's a fraud.
Think you're taking this way too personally. Ain't that deep. Talk about my livelihood. It's that deep. He may be your boy, but he's a fraud. Look at his shorts and tell me that's even remotely okay. It's trendy to dogpile the quartering right now, so you're doing it and being dramatic for no reason. He wasn't hating on your show. He was just speaking highly of me because he's my friend. We call that, I mean, look, you can do two things at once. You can put somebody down to compliment somebody else. You could be like, hey, you're not as ugly as that girl over there. You know, I mean, it's possible to do it. Okay. Proves that she's only brainwashed. Oh no, she's not brainwashed. She's a very good foot soldier. She knows where her money's coming from. Okay. Her big daddy, Jeremy, he's the one paying the bills. Yeah, I only care about those things when I get preached at by people who do shit like this. Yeah. America's always been based on pragmatism and uses religion when it uses cultural. America has been pragmatistic. First in religion is all useful values, but people abandon religion when convenient. Yeah, JG, religion's a tough conversation to have because you're supposed to be devoted to it, and you're supposed to actually live in the truth that your religion is supposed to preach. But the problem is people either use it to the point where they look like a zealot and a freak, or they don't do it enough and they get called a hypocrite. Religion's a fine line to have to trend for a lot of people. That's why I tend to be like, look, I'm not going to judge your own personal religious conviction deep down. What I will say is what I see on the surface. You know, Yang Yam in an audience with gamers. Then he is no longer with gamers. He's ignored Sweet Baby controversy and focused on EA. But yeah, well, Yang Ya is a sellout, right? So
you're doing it and being dramatic for no reason. He wasn't hating on.
Let's see.
Stuck his.
So he was doing. Let's see. I watched the clip. Let me go back a second here. I have no beef with you, Melonie. You always been a friend with, which is exactly why I reached out to you personally out of respect and not speaking poorly about our show. Did you watch the clip? You may be blinded by your friendship. I watched the clip and all he said was that I should be on big shows. He said he didn't watch Side Scroller, so he wasn't bashing it. He just wanted to see me on big shows. He even said if I denied his show because I wanted to be on a bigger show, he would understand, not take offense. So why are you taking offense? Wow, she's really a bitch. Holy crap. All right. Jeremy has actually been a friend to me and stuck his neck out for me on multiple occasions. Yes, he was a simp. And is there a good clip of like someone saying simp? Can I tell you guys the first time that I ever saw Melonie Mac was on one of Jeremy's intro video memes for one of his videos. He started white knighting for this chick. One day, he was probably fat and drunk and wasn't wearing any pants, watching TikTok videos and came across her and he's like, ooh, she's hot. Okay. Blaine has a really good simp clip. You mean Blair? Blair White? Blaine? Who's Blaine? I don't know who Blaine is. And that's not me being too big for my britches. I genuinely, I don't know who Blaine, blah, 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 Blaine. He was a friend because he was pining for, Melonie doesn't have any melons. Melonie is like flatter than I am right now. Like, and I'm pretty flat chested right now. I haven't worked out for forever. Blaine's escape corner. He hasn't streamed in a good while. Oh, okay. No worries, dude. You got to remember, YouTube and the internet is a big place. There's channels with millions of subs that I've never heard of, you know? You met Leon through him years ago. Oh, so you have him to blame. I gotcha. All right.
Jeremy's actually been friends of mine and stuck his neck out for me on multiple occasions. You can't even mention me. You can't even mention me on your show without having to throw some huge disclaimer ahead of time. And when I was dogpiled over Goonergate, you had people on your show who were viciously attacking me in Razor Fist at the time, right in the middle of all of it.
Okay. Can I do a quick synopsis of how Goonergate happened? Dread Roberts, who wasn't even entirely wrong in his post. And I liked Dread Roberts for a while. He and I were pretty tight. I wanted to have him on my show at some point. I thought he did great work. I thought he did a really good job blending his own personal morals and beliefs and religious conviction with his videos, talking about pop culture and then covering video games as a whole. Like, I thought he actually had a really good thing going. Then the Goonergate happened where Dread Roberts is like pointing out that essentially all First Descendant was doing was giving up gameplay for the, attempt at getting horny gamers to play their game simply because they put in skimpy outfits and shit. I thought, Dread Roberts, in his overall point was solid. The way he used basically his own moral opinion of the game itself, I think, is where he got into issues, because it seemed like he was like, oh, this is evil and pornographic, when the reality was his entire point was, this won't fix a bad game. And guess what? he was right. You know? Feel like they ship sales. He seems all right these days. Oh no, now he's turned into a marathon simp. Oh my god, the only times I've seen him in my replies were when he was all like talking, like I was talking shit about Marathon, and he's like, well, what about blah 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 blah, and I'm like, dude, I'm not getting into a fight with you about Marathon. I've been told I'm evil and pornographic. Well, do you get paid to take your... I'm not going to ask that question. Never mind. She lied about her low payment. Also swear the name of Jesus with her lies to attack Hideki Kamiya. Can only be applied on YouTuber nowadays. Who are we talking about? Melonie's voice and her cadence of speaking patterns is very annoying. The funny thing is she hasn't always been like that. She hasn't. Like, I've seen videos of her early on, the whole annoying, whiny, the way she... I can't even mimic it. It's been like a learned behavior. So to that point, she quote tweeted, I believe is the way it went, Dread Roberts' point about it, and was like, yes, this is softcore porn and it's pornographic. And it's like, oh my God. Oh my God. I don't see any of his stuff anymore, dude. I don't engage with Dread Roberts. I'm sorry. For me, Dread Roberts is dead to me because he decided to pull a Sungrand. Y'all remember Sungrand Studio, right? The man that blew up because he redid all the characters for Concord. He had an amazing video. It was like a 45-minute, 50-minute video where his channel blew up because he's like, I'm a artist. I do video games, and here's me redesigning these characters to make them actually look good. He blew up from that. And then he decided, oh, wait, I can't keep criticizing video games if I want to work for Nintendo. And then he turned tail and ran. Dread did the same thing. Dread did the exact same thing. Oh, the voice actress of Bayonetta. Okay, got you. So, that being said, I have no respect for Dread because he decided to put this video out like a year ago. And he was like, well, you know, guys, I'm not going to do this anymore because I'm going to be a game developer instead. And instantly it's, oh no, I can't speak bad about video games again ever because now I'm part of the system. It's just insane. Sunman had another video on Stop Killing Games. I don't know who Sunman is. See, this is what I'm saying. The internet's a massive place. Massive.
I said, Mel, we dwarf his show in viewership. We take out the Rumble front page promotion and bots, and his show is nothing compared to ours. He's being propped up. He's been propped up. Good for him. It's all fake. It's not his place to talk about small shows, especially when his is and has been smaller than ours.
Did he even have the Rumble contract when he was putting down side scrollers?
He comes off as
Sungrand. Oh my God.
That's not me saying it. That's everyone who's watched the clip saying it. And she said,
No, Patriot. This was afterwards. So he moved to Korea. All right, Empress, no worries. He moved to Korea with his family. He was having a new baby and stuff. And again, I was all for it. I was like, hey, cool, man. You know, hopefully when you get settled there, we can figure something out. He had to give up doing a show with Price of Reason. Price of Reason, I think is the name of the channel. And all that. And we left on good terms. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he tried to make a comeback. He put out a couple of videos like he used to do. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Dread's going to try to come back. And then he did the same bullshit. And I know, but see, Patriot, you've also been very understanding with Sungrand Studio. And to me, I'm dead. That guy's dead to me also. So it's whatever, you know?
Okay, so you're making it a peeing contest now. At the time of him saying that your show hadn't grown that much. But like I said, he just thought highly enough of me to say I should be on big shows.
Why did he have to put down side scrollers to speak highly of her?
If I wanted to be on a show bigger than his, it wasn't personal. Side scrollers is doing great, and I want y'all to keep doing great. It's been 2 years since he said that. After all, I said, Mel, he literally made it a peeing contest.
Peeing contest, yes.
She said, you don't have to like him. Nobody has to like anybody. But I don't
see, Patriot. That's because he made a video basically he did the exact same thing Sungrand did. He put out a video saying, well, basically, you guys might want to unsub to my channel because I'm going to be a game developer, and so I'm not going to make these kind of critical videos anymore. That was literally what he said. Peeing contest actually makes it sound more sexual. Yeah, it's called a pissing contest, guys. Is this her good Christian thing where she can't use the word piss? I've never seen, okay, I don't know.
Don't know what you're trying to
Korea's the worst place for his kids. I wouldn't know about that. I've never been to Korea.
Over a 2-year-old clip. If I wanted to be mad at you over something, I could. If I wanted to be mad at you,
okay, Craig, come on, man. could over how you had smashed JT on your show in the middle of him dogpiling me in Razor Fist, or how when you made that video about my husband, it wouldn't even mention me without a disclaimer first, but you know what? I didn't make it a big deal. Yet here you are being dramatic over a 2-year-old clip that wasn't that deep. He says, with all due respect, Mel, you're too close to the situation. Nothing about this is a good look for him. The threats, the emails, the arrogance, the shorts. I'm not even including the flagging because I don't know if he did that or not. Which, once again, is why I reached out to you as a friend to tell you my thoughts about your friend, so don't get it twisted. When it's about my livelihood, the way I make a living, it's that deep. It will always be deep. That's what she said. And in regards to a disclaimer, I say that pretty much anyone that's been in controversy lately, it's not a you thing at all. Now I'll say to you, it's not that deep. You have smashed JT on your show. I don't want to hear it with you suddenly caring about people's character, because clearly that's not the case. We have Smash as a guest on the show. I don't know or recall any beef between you two, and honestly, it's not my job to know about people's beefs. Smash has called out Melonie for being this really awful, annoying, condescending twit, you know, as far as like the whole Christian LARPing grift thing, right? I hold it in my head. Yeah, there you go. Don't get angry at him for stuttering when his name is Stuttering. I get it, dude. I'm trying to get through this quickly, that's all. Oh, Korea has the worst education in the world. Oh, where kids have to study for their lives until high school exam. Yeah, but they probably come out pretty smart, right? If that's what he said, I'll say I respect his honesty. In Sungrand's case, he's dishonest to himself, or just autistic. Yeah, you've been giving Sungrand a much bigger, like, I don't know, like a landing. I don't know the word I'm looking for. Like you giving him a lot more grace than anybody I know when it comes to Sungrand. No. The problem with Dread Roberts is he's doing the same thing, though. He's going from the angle of, well, you know, made all these negative videos and it wasn't positive. It's like, dude, you know, real life. Find the positives in your real life. If you want to watch a video for 10 minutes and there's something negative in it, if that's all you consume, sure, it can probably be a bit much. But at the same time, it's like, it's okay to discuss things you don't like. A lot of people actually enjoy that and find enjoyment in commiserating with other people, okay? Yeah. Well, I mean, that leads to those rates. Exactly. When there was the whole fiasco about that one Reddit mod that went weird, Craig pulled him on the show. He got him on the show. He brings people on to talk whether he fully agrees with them or not. Exactly.
Bash the show does not affect your livelihood. Says you don't recall any beef. And by the way, I don't. Like the whole Goonergate thing she's going to bring up here. Like, look, that was just kind of one of those things that happened. I've done over 700 and something side scrollers at this point, right? I don't remember everything we talk about. I don't. Sorry. You don't recall any beef?
Roberts wanted to change the culture, so he decided to become a game developer. Okay, but here's the thing, Lugia. This is where I take issue with Dread. He went from criticizing, which is what we do, you know, as a culture commentator, content creator, podcaster, micro-influencer, or just a retard with a microphone and a camera, which I think is more of the category I fall into because I'm not an expert in any of this. I look at it and go, if you actively criticize things and then you want to start a job and you go, I can't criticize things anymore because I'm going to start. I mean, look, he has time where he could make, if he really enjoyed the videos, I enjoy making my videos. I enjoy the live streams. So if I were to change and start doing something else, it would affect my time, my ability to have time to do things. That man still spends hundreds of hours playing a video game every month. He has the time to continue to make videos. Okay. I used Monday's video to explain to my buddy the Mary Morgan thing. He said, you're super gay and hopes you never go to prison. Oh, man. That's okay. We can all be gay. I just remember Japan housing price is lower than a car. That's crazy. Don't go criticizing your past actions. That's also criticizing your audience. Yeah. No, dude, so my issue with that take is it's like, okay, so if he's like, look, guys, I'm burned out on making videos and now I want to make video games, I'd be like, that's cool. That's fine. That I can totally understand that. If it's I don't have time for this anymore, okay, if you think it's not worth your time, that's fair. But then he goes on to like hardcore defend games like Marathon and stuff on Twitter. It's like, but I want to be super gay. Yeah, I mean, Cage, I've had people call me gay before, okay? It's 2026. I got 3 kids and a wife of almost like, God, how many years now? We're going on like freaking 17. I mean, I've never put a wiener up my butt. I can't, you know, there's nothing gay that I do on a daily basis other than maybe sounding gay from time to time. Marathon rockin' 19,000 concurrent and on sale. Yeah. Perfect cover for someone still in the closet. Oh my god, I guess I'm like Christy Gnome's husband now, right?
Gate and dogpiled me and Razor Fist relentlessly.
You're in my
and
boat.
You knew about that. We talked about that. I said, you're right, but you're right. It shouldn't, but it does. Don't recall any beef. I said, honestly, I stayed out of all that Gooner stuff. As I said, I have people who I agree with and don't agree with.
Oh my god, look at her. Razor Fist and I were both regularly on your show and helped a lot within its early days. Then in the middle of the gigantic dogpiling that Smash started, you have him on. That was not in good taste. Okay. It could be a short top. Oh my god. No, dude, so this is basically her saying, well, you should have chosen us over your other guests because we said some stupid stuff and got dogpiled online. Like, dude, come on. Mahendra, we'll get there soon, buddy. Just chill. We'll be... I didn't realize that he actually DM'd back and forth with Melonie. This is crazy. Let me see here. Talking bad about my most loyal friend in this space. Wait, who's the most loyal friend? Razor Fist? Oh my god. I wonder if Razor Fist's girlfriend knows that Melonie and him are best friends. I'm sorry if you took offense to bringing Smash on. I like the non-apology there. Apologize. I hope you can move past it.
Sometimes it's okay just to say, look, sorry. It's okay. Sorry you're offended. Sorry that happened, right? It is, and that's it.
Okay, here it is. This talking bad about my most loyal friend in this space just isn't in good taste when you've not shown even a fraction of the loyalty. I hold no... Melonie, Jeremy's not paying anybody on side scrollers. That stuff did bother me, but I didn't make a huge deal out of it. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. You didn't owe me anything, so it's okay. I'm not holding it against you, and I still wish all the best for you in the show. I just can't accept you bashing Jeremy to me when he was always had my back and is a great friend. I don't want any part of the beef you have with him. If I were in your comments giving you grief, I'd understand you wanting to talk to me about it, but I'm not doing that. Oh my god. Dude, come on. Well, I hope that friendship remains and is true. I mean, this is what, with zero disrespect or malice at all, doesn't end when you're no longer on his payroll or of use to him. See, this is crazy. Dude. Are you leaking my DM to him? Is that what this is about? I've had multiple of my DMs about him as Hannah Claire, as has Hannah Claire, and we've been telling him that was the case. If people were DMing me bashing you, I'd be telling you, hey, people are my DMs bashing you to me. Just that I'm sure you and Blabs would to each other. Wow. Oh my god, that's crazy. Oh my god. Sometimes wonder how some of these people are real. It's nuts. It is absolutely insane. Assuming someone is sliding you because they didn't do you a favor is manipulative BS. Not to mention, isn't it like, aren't you allowed to have an opinion? Okay. So in her mind, she's like, you owed it to me and Razor Fist to stand there and take, blow after blow. Don't make that gay. For us. Because we helped you early on when your show was just... She's doing the same shit that Jeremy did. Your show was so tiny that you needed Razor Fist tonight to help prop you up, and you wouldn't be where you are without it. So you owed it to us. My God. It's just crazy. Craig and Smash are in this BS now. Well, Smash is in it because... Look, guys. I'm friends with Smash. To a degree, I will defend him because, again, I truly believe that he has been... How do I put this? I don't want anybody to clip this out of context and then use it because he's still got a lawsuit going on and all that shit. In the whole situation with him and Alyssa Mercante, I don't believe she has a case and I hope he wins. So I'll summarize it with that, right? That doesn't mean that he hasn't done stupid stuff or said dumb things that have gotten him into trouble from time to time. We all do. Everybody says stupid shit from time to time, right? But... the problem was Smash being Smash made a lot of content criticizing Melonie, and he covered all the same stuff we talked about with Razor Fist, the allegations. Now, I approached the allegations of Razor Fist like, ew, this is gross. I don't know if it's true, but this is really weird. I didn't even want to talk about it, and then we moved on. Smash got a little more coverage out of it. So it probably rubbed her the wrong way that he was definitely being really hard on Melonie and him. And so that's probably where we are, where we are with this. So that's where Smash and her and Craig and everyone else gets involved, No, he still has a lawsuit. They're still dragging their feet. Basically, what's happening with the lawsuit is Alyssa's trying to get the lawsuit moved to New York, even though he's not in New York, and so therefore it has no bearing to be in New York. I keep forgetting to turn this stupid light on just to not let my face look completely white. It's a mess. But basically, her lawyers are working for free. Yeah, I'd have to imagine, because they're like completely retarded. Let me see here. Oh, hey, welcome back, Empress. Let me see here. Lawsuit hasn't even... Yeah, no, they're still in the discovery stages. They are still in the discovery stages. This is what happens when you give weird people money in an audience. You start seeing the monster behind the curtain after a while. Yeah. Well, and here's the... Guys, I've said this before. I'll say it again. Nobody's perfect. Everyone has shit in their life. Varying degrees of shit, though. Everyone's got their own struggles. Everyone's got their own financial and economic situations. Everyone's got their own home life, their own marital issues, their own issues with their family, their own problems with addictions, and whatever it is that their problems are, right? The problem is that so many of those people have no... It's not about lying about who you are online. It's about keeping whatever it is you're dealing with out of your internet life, right? It's like how the quartering basically opens his foot and everything that's in his brain just comes, flooding out because he's drunk off his ass half the time. He has no filter. He doesn't know what he should say and shouldn't say. Like within the confines of, hey, it's okay to be an honest person, but you don't need to tell everyone about every bowel movement you've ever had. You know, there has to be some sort of barrier and filter in place. And that's, I think, where the problem really arises for him, is there's no filter. There's no screening for him of any of this stuff. So I saw this. If you have a successful YouTube channel, you're going to be a weird person attracting weird people. Take Asmon as a perfect example. Asmon is... But he's weirder than most, I would say. He's an odd one. And I like Asmon. Yeah, I don't agree with him like 50% of the time, but I like him. Mahendra, we'll get there when we get there. Okay? That's all I can tell you. I don't try to keep things on a set schedule on here because I like to talk with you guys. And so there are nights where we don't even get to topics that I have picked out, you know? Did I send you the latest picture I took? Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, just don't. Just don't. Opinions on Metro 2039. So as a non-Metro player, I watched the trailer and the trailer looked interesting. I have no opinion on the game itself because I didn't play the earlier games. So, I don't know. I saw this before I started streaming, though. Bungie now has more developers working on Marathon than on Destiny 2. Well, Destiny 2 is a dead game at this point, right, guys? I mean, how many people are playing Destiny 2 at this point? Not many. I'm a Metro fan. All games are great. Exodus was something else. Yep, the Roach King. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've looked at the Metro games. In fact, I think I own a few of the Metro games that have gotten either free through Epic or whatnot. But this shouldn't be surprising. Apparently, before launch, there were 300 people working on Marathon, while about 550 focused on Destiny 2. Bungie says it still plans to keep supporting Destiny 2 long-term, but it's balancing work on both the live service titles. Yeah, so they're going to try to split the crew 50-50. I saw Grummz share this and talking about grifters and stuff. Grummz, I don't share his stuff from time to time just to be like, oh, I love Grummz. No, I don't like Grummz. But that being said, I saw this, so I thought it might be interesting. Bungie is the biggest game company supporting the just indicted Southern Poverty Law Center. The SPLC is accused of defrauding donors by directly funding leaders of these hate groups, including the Ku Klux Klan. The FBI alleges that funds were used to create more hate crimes. When can Bungie not get into trouble? Like, holy shit. Now, there's a request for a community note, but there's nothing provided. So if I was to say, write a community note about this, there's nothing here. What don't you like about Grummz? The fact that he took $600,000 for a game and will never make that game. He will do everything but spend his entire life on Twitter grifting, because that's what Grummz does, is grifts, and only, again, to not actually put his game out. It's pathetic. You can watch the videos on Grummz and the people that have documented his history. The whole breast milk thing that they made up about him when he working at Blizzard, like there's legitimate retarded stuff people share about Grummz that isn't true. Maybe this is the game. He will also not admit that the game's actually dead. He should have done that years ago. He should have. If Grummz could have come out and said, yeah, sorry guys, we failed, the game's dead, that'd be one thing. But he spends his days on Twitter criticizing other developers, criticizing other game companies and studios. Then, so here's the thing, talking about the word grift, right? Grummz found the right-wing, pro-Trump, pro-Elon audience early on, a few years back when Elon bought Twitter. The monetization happened, and all of a sudden Grummz is like, subscribe to me to save gaming, subscribe to me to save gaming. He would post that every single day, I'm not kidding, because on Twitter, to be a subscriber, you got to pay for extra content on Twitter, right? Then it turned into basically him just trying to share the same story somebody else shared to just get ahead, because it's the monetization thing. Like no shade, I get it. It's easy to fall prey to monetization and all that kind of stuff. The problem is that Grummz has also shared things that are wrong. He doesn't actually like do any researching on anything. He just puts it out there, and then maybe he'll take it down a day later, or maybe he'll be like, well, I got that one wrong, whatever, you know? He's still making games like Yonder Simulator for 15 years. He's basically George Martin. Except here's the difference. I will say here's the difference. Grummz, George Martin at least has made, how many books did he write? And the show got done, whether he wrote the book or not. Grummz game was started like 10 years ago, guys. 10 years ago. Researching means you won't be first. Being first is how you get the clicks, and that's the problem, right? So on top of that, there's other issues people have with him. Like he made his money in porn. He on Yellow Flash's show like last year talked about how hot he thought his mom was. Like there's some really weird shit. It's just it's gross. I mean, not taking like personal ethics, morals, and all that into the whole situation. Grummz, he made a $600,000 game and never made it. He took the money and ran, basically. So to the point that he should just quit and sell the game to someone else, right? Yeah. You didn't know Grummz did porn? No, he wasn't personally in it. His family ran a porn business. You didn't know that? You didn't know that his family... Oh my God, dude. So when he started like courting the right-wing audience and that came out, people didn't know that. Yeah, no, it was a family business. He says it was family. I mean, his mom was I think she was like a softcore actress, or maybe just like a Playboy playmate kind of thing. I don't know if she actually did like softcore porn or anything like that. But he talked about how like he used to have like a poster of his mom on like his college bedroom wall or some shit like that. I mean, the Razor Fist stuff, again, that's alleged. I know people say it's true and people say it's fake. I'm not gonna... You didn't know Grummz? Dude. So look up... There's a few YouTube channels. If you watch YouTube, if you search Grummz on YouTube, you'll understand there's a lot of stuff. And, you know, Grummz follows me on YouTube, or at least he pays attention to what I'm doing on YouTube. He doesn't follow me on Twitter, despite the fact that I've been put into multiple Twitter DM groups with him in the past. He'll share my stuff. Like, he ripped a video of mine from YouTube. Rather than asking or just linking it to my YouTube, he took my video from YouTube, shared it in really shitty, low quality, you know, on Twitter, and then just tagged my Twitter account. Like, that's not going to make anybody follow me, dude. You could have just shared my YouTube video if you thought it was interesting. And it was just a short that I made with all my video games and stuff. But he could have just shared the video, but instead, you know, he had to get the clicks, right? It's fucking scummy behavior like that. I don't know. It's weird. Spend more time doom scrolling than tweeting and developing games. Again, game developers come and go. If he took the money and couldn't make the game, that's one thing. But word is you've made music. I mean, I would actually believe that DB Wild did that. Who needs permission and linking? And I wasn't even like mad about it, but I'm like, dude, Grummz, come on, man. Like, really? Sam Hyde is the GOAT, okay? I had a Sam Hyde fake video pulled up, but I lost it somewhere. Anyways, this is going back to Marathon being one of March's best-selling games that probably won't stop the obsession over Steam charts. I find it funny. Rebecca Valentine, I know Smash pointed out that she went from IGN straight to Kotaku, and she's already putting out slop like this that I covered in my video today. Oh no, see, that's the thing, Mahendra. It's like, I know that everyone's got their own deep-seated issues on some level, but with Grummz, it's like, the guy, he's just not a net positive for anything. People say, well, he's saving gaming. It's like, all he does is share other people's shit. He's not creating things as a game developer because he's not making a game. He tweets other people's news stories that they've already tweeted or put out, or shares the same thing, just in paraphrased. He's not actually like he's not even giving it like his own thoughts on things. Okay, a YouTuber, you make a video, but you tell it from your perspective. You say, here are my thoughts on this. Here's what I think works or doesn't work about this. Here's where they went wrong. With Grummz, it's straight up just, I'm just going to share the same thing. It's nothing impactful. Exactly, Korean Cowboy. Double entendre, yes. Yeah, Mahendra, I understand that for sure. Reason why they keep most of their stuff secret, yeah. Epitome of a grifter, right? I love if you're trying to be PC and not say poon. I also make a lot. Oh my god. He had a working prototype. You could have open sourced that shit. Yeah, and guys, the funniest thing is look at the actual, like, go to the gameplay footage that's been uploaded from the it's either alpha or beta for Ember, his game. It's not good. It's really bad. It's really, 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 really bad. It's kind of like Pirate Nation Twitter, who shares games news on his posts. Yeah. Witcher 4, like I said, is still made of Witcher 3 developers. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Alone with My Stepsister is one of the best-selling games on Steam in March, too. That doesn't mean Marathon is good. Right. Who said it? I think it was Section 71 says OnlyFans generates approximately 37.6 million per employee, far exceeding Microsoft's roughly 1.1 million per employee. I think some of these people are right saying Gooning's out of control. Absolutely, dude. 100%. Like, if you ask me, like, my opinion on things like OnlyFans and all that shit, I'd say it's a net negative for society. Absolutely. Do I think it was a mistake making all of it legal? Yeah, because again, I don't agree with like the court cases that legalize the industry that we currently are having people like fall prey to. But does that mean I'm going to look at a game like First Descent and go, this is disgusting? It's a video game. Video games entertainment's always had hot women in it. I don't understand how people conflate the two. Oh no, he sees himself as a culture warrior 100%. Pirate Nation also but doesn't pretend to be doing anything else. Yeah, I mean, but Pirate Nation admits that he's a pirate, guys. Oh my god. I mean, dude, I could probably make a game faster than Grummz Mahendra. I could probably use that same RPG Maker engine and make a game faster, Oh yes, the hot women with the triangle boobs. Oh yes. All right, yeah, and Marathon is also currently 20% off right now, which I will say I think is on sale way sooner than Arc Raiders went on sale. I'm pretty sure Arc Raiders waited at least 3 or 4 months to go on sale. All right, we'll get into the Pragmata stuff here because we do have a clip from DSP. From Trigger Point here, it says, stop playing video games, DSP. I actually haven't watched this clip yet. I don't know how bad it is. Hang on. Let's see. I'm just going to hide myself so we can kind of see his face.
Yeah, this sucks. I can't even get out of the way because I'm hacking the wrong dudes. And I want to use this, and I can't. I couldn't because I couldn't target it. I actually think the biggest flaw of this game is the targeting system.
All right, so as I understand the context of this, somebody I think said, let's see, it's a Gunham says, to think the devs delayed the game 3 times to polish the gameplay only for DSP to still fail to play it correctly and blame the game. Somebody said in this part here, I think you can actually like distract them with like a holographic copy of yourself or whatever, and he didn't do it. He just got mobbed by enemies or something. Yeah, making top quality content. Best gamer of all time, exactly. He shot the button that triggered a trap and then the trap killed him. Oh, that's even worse. Nothing to hold a comparison to. Windows was on sale the first day it went on early access. So I will say, DB Wild, that there is a difference in a game launching full price and then quickly going on sale. Now, does that mean anything? No, but it does appear like a knee-jerk reaction, right? A game launching in early access and saying, "Hey, we're going to try to incentivize people who have never played our game before, and because it's a new game, it's going to be hard to get our feet wet." Again, pun intended. When windrows, sailing, water, feet, water. Kata, feet. Okay. So, I would say that it's different if you launch your game on sale, which a lot of indie games do, a lot of smaller games do, to try to attract an audience and say, hey, we know it's early access, come play our game, let us know your thoughts on it, kind of thing. To then say a AAA game that was only $40 at launch, already going on sale less than 2 months after release, I think it's a little, I don't know. Whether it means anything or not, the perception is there. Long way to go for a short joke. Yeah. I wondered if anybody caught that. Feet, Kata. Yeah. Anyways, Expedition 33 launched on sale, totally different. They went on sale a few weeks later. That's more my point. Also, yeah, we already know that Marathon's not doing well for sales. Still waiting for Pal World 1.0 version. I'll eventually, maybe at some point, get back to playing Pal World. But talking about Pragmata, oh wait, somebody mentioned Pirate Nation. A weird bug in PS5 makes Diana black in Pragmata. I love that. This is just great. I love this. It's like, this is the Netflix version, man. This is awesome. But since we already spent so much time going over Craig's video, I want to go and jump past the Video Game Donkey video that I was going to watch. Oh, shit is right. Imagine Light No Fire meets Power World. Yeah, Light No Fire is another one. Is that Kato with a wig? Oh my God, guys. That's just awful. That's awful. You think DSP's got autism? Maybe. Not a smart person, entire life's being spoiled. He's a reason for yellow paint. Oh, so I can share some thoughts. Okay, I remember, guys, I forgot to tell you guys, yeah, I played the content creator exclusive playtest for Vindictus Defying Fate, which is basically the demo minus NPCs with better refined combat. It was really strange. They took all the NPCs out of the town, so there's nobody you can talk to. So whereas before you had the little scene with the general and stuff around the map room, then it was like there's no NPCs in the entire town except for a few that you can't talk to. So nothing you can buy, nothing you can shop for, and there was no English voice lines. I asked them on Discord, I'm like, are there English voice lines? Nope, no English. Okay. There were English voice lines in the demo. I had no idea where they went. Long story short to say, they actually had parts of the demo or the playtest that we got to play where they had the only way out was to climb up on something, and they still smeared yellow paint all over the entire wall. I'm talking, it was the only option, the only exit in the game, and they still decided to cover the damn thing in yellow paint. Actually, no, and Patriot, there was no ability to change your outfits in the playtest. You know, Fiona, the dark-haired chick, she had like this like really white, flowy, very skimpy outfit. You could switch her to like a Greek goddess looking thing. That wasn't even in the playtest. The playtest packet that we got said something about a character creator. So the game might have custom character creation like other games in the genre, you'd imagine. But then at the same time, it's like there was no character creator screen in the game. So I don't know. It's weird. That's what Silly Blade did. Yeah, I'm not thrilled. So there are ways to do it. There are ways to do the yellow paint type stuff in games and make them look natural and not like, hey, retard, go over here, you know? There are times though where you don't need to. You don't. And I said this, I think No Rest for the Wicked did it in a very smart way where a lot of times it's not so much yellow paint as different colored like vines and foliage and stuff where you kind of understand, oh, this thing's a little different. I should go over to this thing. It's got a different texture. It looks like I can climb it. Back in the day, we used to have eagle vision. Yeah. It's fine to have see, I'm okay with I'm okay with having predefined characters also. I was just really confused because in the packet that we got, the digital packet, I'm looking and it says character creation screen. I'm like, there is no character creation screen. I don't know. The combat was pretty decent, though. I will say the combat in the game was getting better than the demo, so maybe that's something. It ran really smooth, but back to Pragmata. This was the initial take from Mary Morgan, who works for Pop Culture Crisis over at Timcast. She had this legendarily bad take that got ratioed. We talked about this on stream and in our video, saying that basically any man who's not already a father who wants to play Pragmata is basically a predator. You know? Good thing Resident Evil 9 removed yellow paint in their game. Yeah. If it's an MMORPG, it needs... So this is not an MMORPG. Vindictus Defying Fate is a single-player, possibly co-op game in the future. As I understand it, it's not going to be an MMORPG. Yes, the misandrist feminazi. Yes. Yeah, QC, it's just everywhere, man. It really is. Yeah, this was a terrible take. She says, men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Men don't have baby fever. She's conflating two things. Men do have baby fever, and men can be nurturers. No, most men don't gush over people's kids in public. That's obvious. But then to say if a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than it being a product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator. The whole point of this game and the conversation around it is how many men are realizing that they want to have a kid. Want to have their own kid, as in find somebody to have a child with, not to buy a baby. And then she tries to go on later on. I'll play it. She's single and a foid. Yeah, I'll play the clip that Bound into Comics has for you. Now, Vex Electronica didn't help because she quote tweeted this and called this lolicon adjacent or something, lolicon aesthetics, and people wanted the community to note it. But she said, color me absolutely shocked that a female conservative influencer calling fatherless men predators for liking a video game also willingly plays up the lolly aesthetic on her socials. I don't know if I would call that lolly aesthetic. But she certainly does just do what Conan Exiles does. All similar comes together, make everything climbable. I think she's just crashing out in this game. I bet she likes cats and box wine. A Sanrio girl not far off. Right. So I don't know if I would say lolly, but like, very immature, childish, maybe. If we did this publicly, we'd be called gay. We keep our thoughts to ourselves. Me quote tweeting Tim quoting this post got 8 likes. All right, dude. That's 8 more likes than the average Twitter post gets because the site is so full of bots. Unless you're paying to bot the site, you're not going to get any likes, dude. Mary Morgan does purposely play the childish look, which is considered lolly in the anime community. Right. That's a crack hoe from a trailer park. Oh my god. So Tim Pool quote tweeted her originally and said, Mary is correct in tendency. I think people are taking her point to some extreme end. Despite the community note, I would still argue women are substantially more baby crazy than men, and then that Mary is generally correct. No, she was wrong, but you might extrapolate that a few of her points were right. Legal Mindset said massive deflection from her use of the word predator, which she clearly used in the criminal sense, right? And so Bounty into Comics says, good morning, fellow non-psychos. Last night, Legal Mindset obliterated Tim Pool's weak co-signing of Mary Morgan's accusations that millions of men are predators for wanting to be dads. What a great post to find brewing my morning tea. They then also shared this clip from their video. They'd have like an 18-minute video, and I'm not going to play this entire clip because it's pretty much just him reading out her post. But this was her trying to clarify her initial tweet, right? She's doing this to attract more men to like her post, maybe.
Not because it's sexual in any way, but because this is a game that's primarily being marketed and sold to men who don't have children.
Here's what I want to know. How does Mary know that the game is being marketed to men who don't have kids? Explain this to me. She is doing exactly what Hassan did by calling the game basically pedobait, right? Can we ban social media for 10 years so the earth can heal? Or we could just not let retards on the internet. Of course, I'd be kicked off right away. But you know, there'd be a few innocent, wholesome victims along the way, but it would make the world better. The game's marketed to men. Kids are not. Exactly, dude. Because it's marketed to gamers, and gamers are incels. Well, yeah, if you believe people that say all gamers are incels, yeah. Where the reality is gamers tend to be, men who are anywhere between 25 and 40, and a lot of those have wives or girlfriends and or exes and or kids. So bring on the asteroid. Hey, Joe Darkness. Dude, we're so there, man. We are so there.
And
well, what does that
this
is
my hot take, actually. I'll just read it so here I perhaps put too much labor on the audience to interpret what I meant. I was inferring.
Mary says it's your fault that you don't like being called a predator just because you want to be a dad.
Cases where, single men or gay men pursue adopting or...
Mary did not allude or mention to gay men in her post. If you guys are going to put text over something, can you guys do your spell check? Come on, guys. I don't know if this was Cider or who this was that made this video. Defaming millions of men across the world. So yeah, basically that was her idea of covering for what she said it was about gay men trying to adopt babies or single men trying to adopt babies.
In most cases, just terrible for the child because...
Brett, the host, has to sit through being told he can't care for a child and that he's a predator. Tim doesn't pay him enough.
Man can never provide for a child what even an adoptive mom can.
So I'm going to be crazy for a second and say, yes, in most cases, when it comes to the nurturing and raising a child, you should have a mom at home raising the kids. That does not mean absent of a father in the home as well. Because let me tell you something. Without beating my kids respond more quickly and take me more seriously than they do my wife, okay? And I can't remember the last time I had to physically discipline any of my kids. It's been years. I'm talking my kids are becoming teenagers. You know, my oldest kid's bigger than I am. You know, me yelling at him might startle him, but he's not physically scared of me, okay? That's just not a thing. That being said, it's like, yes, if you're talking in generalities, would I say let's adopt children to single men or gay men? Probably not. That's just my own personal opinion. But I also think that we make adoption too hard for people who are married just trying to adopt as well. Like, adoption's an entirely, the whole system is flawed from head to toe. My brother and his wife, who are, you know, were married for years, and he had a good job as a cop, and she could afford to stay at home, and so she was able, if they were able to they wanted to adopt a kid, they made it as impossible. They made it damn near impossible for them to adopt, to the point where basically they had a miracle baby of their own, and for years pumped thousands of dollars into the adoption process and were never actually able to adopt. It's crazy. Like, it's absolutely insane. You literally need your brain to rot to forget how humans work. Yeah. As if stepfathers don't get it bad enough already, right? Kids know the pecking order instinctively. Right, exactly. So you have, so have you A/B tested beating versus not? Oh my God. Well, that's the thing, Mahendra. So hey, Ryu, here's the thing about the way my kids are. And this is the sign, and this is not a pat on my own back, because I feel like a failure as a parent most days, and so does my wife. But this is a sign that you're at least doing something right. So when you go out in public and people compliment your kids on their manners, or they go spend an evening, like a sleepover at a friend's house or at the grandparents' house, and they tell you how well behaved your kids were and how good their manners were and everything, how helpful they were. Okay, clearly something's working, right? Clearly something's working. But you don't always see that every time. So yes, kids can have good manners situationally. Absolutely. Statistics show that single father households tend to lead to better mannered children than single mother homes. Sure. I don't think, but here's the thing. I don't think any single parent household should be getting a child. That's just straight up like, I think adopting to somebody who's not in a cohabitating relationship with another adult is a terrible idea. No worries, Empress. We're just, you know, this is taking forever. I think I only slapped my kids once because it was doing something that was very dangerous. Yeah, Joe Darkness, honestly, physical discipline has its limits, and you have to make sure that you do it out of like an actual desire to correct behavior and not just because you're angry. And that's the problem that most people, you know, find themselves in, I think, when they go too far and cross a line. Single mom should be the most upset with her take, according to this woman. They'll never find a good man who will love her kids, right?
Because their brains are literally just not wired to be nurturing.
Okay.
So this is absolute bullshit also. You're telling me that, okay, man pick up rock, man go to battle, man make fire, man blow thing up. Man has no nurturing bone in his body. Okay. Sure. The mom is the empath. She's the nurturer. She's the touchy-feely, gushing over things, cries when her child is crying. She sees her child bleeding and she freaks out, and the dad's like, it's a paper cut. Get over it. Sure. That does not mean that men can't also be nurturing. You know, come on. She's modern already because she's on social media. I mean, there you go. The kids get stuck with the dad. They tend to flourish more than if they get stuck with the mother. Not always, but more. So I think that can be a case-by-case basis. I think that's where a lot of times you'll find there are dads who get custody instead of the moms. And I think those are the right choice. I'm not going to say, you know, that every situation is going to be better one way or the other, because it's a case-by-case basis, right? I don't listen to childless women talk about nuclear family, as you shouldn't. As you shouldn't. So, oh yeah, Empress, I keep forgetting that it's like early ass morning where you are. You and Avernum and Mahendra, I think it's all early part of the day for you guys over there.
So
And then I said you'd be taking the feminist / radical gender abolitionist position to protest the above points.
Yeah, just like a woman who's not a feminist to say, if you disagree with me, then you're a male feminist. I mean, can I say fuck this bitch without being like disrespectful? Because really, fuck this bitch. I'm like, holy crap. I laughed. Tim wanted to go after Hassan's opinion on the game, but it was the same as Mary's. Right. Last thing I'm going to do is believe what a 30-something single woman tells me about how men actually behave. Yeah, like, come on. Give me a break. Yeah, so you had Hassan's opinion basically calling gamers a bunch of creeps and weirdos, and that they shouldn't want a video game where you get to be a father because gamers are never going to have kids. They're all incels and miserable. They should care about hot Cheetos and Dr. Pepper and not care about having kids, right? I did it disrespectfully. She needs to get married before her time is up. Hey, Mr. Hardcore Mode. Yeah, dude, I mean, like, I'm case by case basis, situationally, I'll say something mean about a woman. I tend to be pretty, I'd say, traditionally, like, old fashioned when it comes to not being horrible to, like, women in general, as far as, like, the things I'll call them. But really, you say that kind of crap online. Hassan wants the U.S. to capitulate and get invaded. Yeah, you know, that... I know that those of us who are gun owners talk a big game and shit, and it's like, oh, yeah, Second Amendment, we got guns. But it's like, okay, yeah. Most people will never actually do anything crazy violent with their guns in protest. However, what I will say is invading this country, other than, like, immigration type invading, we got more guns here than people. It's going to be a shooting gallery if we actually have, like, an armed force try to invade. It doesn't feel right. I mean, that's how I feel about it. No one respects Hassan, especially since we know he barbecues his dog. To be fair, it's more of like, it's not so much a barbecue. Barbecue would require cooking it for longer periods of time. His is more like quick intervals. So with low birth rates and immigration, yeah, dude, exactly. That there is a much bigger issue. I'm one person and I have 12 guns. I feel like there's a punchline in there, DB Wild, and I'm not up to 12 yet simply because money. Good God, it's expensive. And the last two that I bought were cheap. I bought the cheap, what is it? Tokarev. It's like a Russian knockoff of an American shotgun, and one of them not expensive, like 22 LR, 6-shooter. But I haven't even had a chance to shoot that at the range yet. No, not high point. Not high point. No, my pistols are Smith & Wesson. One of my ARs is a Smith & Wesson. My other one I built from scratch. Well, I built the upper from scratch. I did the lower from scratch. I didn't do the upper. Then I've got a Ruger, little 22 Ruger. I've got a few. I bought a Turkey shotgun. Yes, it is a manufactured in Turkey. Don't hate me, Empress. I didn't know it was from Turkey at the time. I've got a Rogue shotgun. Oh my God. Hey, Truth, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, I don't own a high point. Come on. PWS pistol, AR-15, and a Beretta. You know, I've heard good things about Beretta, but it just depends. Upper Inspector. You know, I was gonna build the entire thing from scratch. I did the entire lower, included in that I actually assembled the trigger, and it's like, holy shit, man, that was insane. Springs going everywhere and stuff. But the upper with the gas tube situation, I'm like, yeah, I could do it. I almost did a short barrel. And then I was like, I was learning about like tax stamp shit with like the government. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. Turkish products could be very good like anything else. Very accurate, yeah. All right. 4-barreled shotty. Oh, my, I wish. No, this is I think it holds like 4 rounds, and that's it. Lauren Chen goes scorched earth on Hassan on her defense of the highly controversial game. The game's not highly controversial. It's not. There's a few retards who have made it a controversy. Let's see what she said.
Why is he so mean? I don't understand. Doesn't he play games? That's crazy. Most gamers are just...
Hey, Angels of Destiny. I love the gun shorts on YouTube showing me guns I won't ever own. So, it is really funny. The whole thing was Hassan was like, yeah, well, I'm a gamer too, but I'm not an incel. It's like, okay, dude, whatever. Why is he rating overwhelmingly positive? Exactly. What happened to Lauren? Lauren got mixed up in... Smash the next question. I always thought that Lauren Chen was hot. I think my wife can sympathize with that, or not sympathize, relate to that. Well, my wife, yeah, I joked for years that I always had like an Asian fixation. My first girlfriend was Asian, if you will, but she was Korean and psycho. But I think my wife likes Lauren Chen. I can't remember if she actually used to watch her or not. Lauren Chen got mixed up because she started that company that was connected to Tim Pool and a bunch of other creators, paying them money, and turns out the money came from Russia. Now, she was never indicted on anything. So as far as like getting paid to be influencing like elections and politics from like via Russian money and shit, the government didn't charge her with a thing, but it was years of her being investigated by the FBI and stuff, taking all their computers, taking all their everything. They took everything this woman had, like froze all their bank accounts, all of it. So Lauren Chen's basically starting from scratch now. But no, as far as like whether she knew it was coming from Russia or not, I don't know. I don't care. That's one of those, like, I'll probably never know the truth of it. That's the short version.
Regular guys who have families and kids.
Korean
or if they're
Psycho, it's a
younger,
common
they will
thing.
someday have families and kids. Like, as someone who's pretty online, I honestly thought he was a bit of a gamer himself. I didn't think he would buy into the like anti-gamer rhetoric that they're all incels. This is crazy. This is crazy. And it's
Yeah, YouTube nuked her channel, and even though basically she's come back and said, look, I was never indicted on a crime, the government, like, they cleared me of everything, YouTube, as I understood, would not reinstate her channel.
like, the idea that you shouldn't play a game if like it's not something that's going to happen to you, that's wild. That kind of defeats the purpose of a game. But like having a family, married life, that's actually very easily attainable. Maybe if you're not some asocial retard, but
She's not on YouTube anymore. So Kick, Rumble, Facebook, and of course on Twitter. So yeah, she's not on YouTube anymore because they wouldn't give her channel back. So you can find her on Twitter and stuff. All the links that are on her account probably. So this was the worst one. Hassan's not a gamer, he's a political streamer. I mean, but Asmongold started off as a gamer too, who turned political as well. And I'm not criticizing the guys. Look, if there was a night where I wanted to talk about something that was just political, we would talk about it. She's on me. Who's on you? A lot of gamer bros I know have kids now. Exactly. Yeah, well, Hassan's just a retard, dude. I'm not watching other platforms. Yeah, her problem is that she can't go back to YouTube because YouTube has her unable to start a new account because they banned her. And again, they should reinstate her channel because she was basically cleared, right? The government investigated and said they found nothing, and it's like, well, there you go. He used it as an excuse to talk about politics because he was a Destiny clone, and then Twitch allowed people to do just chatting. Yeah. He's a traitor who needs to leave. Oh, for real, dude. So, this was an article that I haven't even read. I haven't even looked at this. It says, gaming cannot allow Pragmata's Diana fan club to flourish. Now, here's the craziest part. Yeah, Hassan was a hookup bro. Hassan was going to give you dating advice, tips on how to bang chicks back in the day. That was all Hassan did, right? This article, the post on Twitter, has almost 1 million impressions. Okay? Only 70 likes. 963 replies. And mine's got to be getting up there pretty close. I think I'm right. There you go. There you go. Here we are. All right. So everybody's burying this article, talking about how retarded they are, how awful they are. I haven't read the actual article itself, though. So we'll skim through it in a minute here. But Savvy says, I left you guys alone for 2 weeks, and this is what you're doing, being an unhinged loser who makes weird headlines. What is wrong with you? Tectone, can't wait till everyone who's part of this article is back in the unemployment line. Frag grenade, oh my god. Meanwhile, the gamer writers. So this is more true than you guys probably know. When I'm a dumb fuck competition and my opponent is a video games journalist. Save to click, I have not yet played Pragmata. The author of this article is trans Stacy Henley. Of course, the trans only see sex weirdo shit when looking at a kid. Let us normies enjoy something for once. Check that guy's hard drive. And this is where I shared this. I said, check it out, guys. The Troon in the writing room is tapped out on stories about strong male role models. From the article, it says, I have not yet played Pragmata. And that's because I'm a little tapped out on stories where men adopt daughter-like figures and prove their masculinity by protecting them. I suppose it's marginally a better power fantasy than killing everybody with your awesome strength, but then The Last of Us makes room for both anyways. So, oh, you say not passable. Did you see my thumbnail? Your post didn't show up? Were you on Twitter or on YouTube? Because I've been ignoring the Streamlabs chat only because nobody ever talks on Twitch and I forget about Twitter. I don't see a post from you though on the Streamlabs chat. I'm looking at this thing right now. So, all right, the thing about Stacy, this dude who calls himself Stacy, the thing about him is everything that he ever uploads as an image of himself to try to be female passing is always heavily edited or has filters or some sort of weird funky thing or whatever. Yeah, apply a heavy comic filter. Exactly. The memes are top tier for real, dude. Let me scroll back up on here, Wagon Burner. I don't see a post from you, man. Oh, you mean your post on here? Well, it depends on. I have it set by likes. Why is he giving an opinion on the game? Is he getting paid to write gaming articles? Yes, he is. Stacey Henley, as I understand, over at The Gamer. This is the current image. He has switched from a once heavily, let's say, I don't know the word. It looks like a comic, cartoon character, right? Like an artist rendition of himself. Yeah. This is him now. I wonder how many filters he's got on this image. And the smoothest skin I've ever seen. Magically, his mouth is 10% or 10 times smaller. I swear to God. Yeah. Stacey Henley is the editor-in-chief. He has the job that Alyssa Mercante had over at Kotaku, right? Ironically, Alyssa Mercante's boss over at Kotaku was also a transgender person. 20 layers of foundation to hide this double. This is the most heavily filtered image I've ever seen in my entire freaking life. Okay, this is so bad. So about the game. Editor and I don't play shit, yeah. I don't mind people finding video game characters attractive. If I did, it would be hypocritical. Do people get weird about it? Take it too far? I love how people basically, it's like, I have to start an intro to an article. I'm just going to do repeating the same shit I've probably written 1,000 times. But then that's the same for pop stars, actors, blah, blah, blah. Weird attitudes towards characters are more frequent in games, but that might just be that you have greater interest in games, blah, blah, blah. You could also argue it tends to be a bigger deal in games where the culture war is incessant. Why is the culture war incessant? Because you people won't shut the hell up. Fictional hyper-designed nature of character models tends to be seen as a win or lose for each side of this entirely imagined divide. Oh, it's not imagined. It's not imagined. Only matters as much as you care about. A woke video game journalist humbly declare that Eve from Stellar Blade is hot. This is commonly agreed upon, yet often fought over. I'm still not sure why. It's because you're a dude. Dude's gonna find Eve hot. Come on. Let me see here. More about Stellar Blade. Eve lacks personality. That's probably all true. It's all a bit silly when framed like that, but it becomes more serious when these sorts of attitudes pervade popular gaming discourse. These conversations, often by design, make the community a less welcoming place for those who don't think the sole and primary purpose of games is to serve up hot women, and it becomes more serious still in the case of Pragmata. Yeah, no, this is the kind of shit you'd expect from this person. Looks like a creature from the darkness. Yeah. It's a lot of words to say nothing, but of course, basically what they get into, what this creature decides to get into is the childlike android who was the focus of this explicit content. And look, I don't care about some shit that some weirdo makes on Reddit. It's not worth talking about. Like, talking about the weird freaks who make weird shit on Reddit is a waste of time because the only people who are ever going to see that shit are the weirdos on Reddit. What struck me was the boldness of it all. I'm so naive as to be shocked. You tuck your wiener and pretend to be a woman. Or possibly have even chopped the damn thing off. What are you shocked by? Holy crap. Oh my god. Yeah, DB, you're probably not wrong. They don't even hide it anymore. I think that calling himself a woke journalist is just leaning into the moniker a little bit, knowing which side he's on. Although, isn't that funny that he's trying to be like, oh yes, I'm a woke games journalist, but there is no culture war. It's all imagined, but you know which side you'd be on in this imagined war. Reddit is crap, exactly. These non-humans can see anything else but a normal good thing in this game is beyond evil and sickening. It's a self-report, right? It's entirely a self-report. Because Maddie cut off his peen for nothing. He probably didn't even cut it off, guys. We're talking about somebody who probably just... He probably doesn't even try to tuck it. He probably walks into the women's room with that thing out, loud and proud, waving it around. Let's see here. At least the women were objectified as a woman, not as a child. That does make it better. It shouldn't be a discussion at all. Like, why are we even talking about this? The entire culture where everyone is beautiful and no one is horny is a far more intellectual discussion about how we approach and react to modern media. There's a battle between those who wish to over-sanitize media, considering sex scenes to hold no narrative. I think sex scenes are a waste of time, personally. You want to watch two people fucking? Go watch porn. To be intrusive to a viewer's sensibilities and those who have flattened culture down to nothing but a magazine wrapped in black plastic and sold. This is basically their attempt at making money off of like ad clicks. Now I use Brave browser, so I don't get any ads, so they get no money out of me. But isn't it crazy that they write articles basically of so many words meaning so little? It's fascinating. My pee-pee is feminine bigots. Oh my god. Well, some of them are flipping burgers. Some of them are. It's unfortunate that they aren't all, but it is what it is. He should play the game first. It's not like Capcom would send him a free code. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, honestly, I long for a day when people, YouTubers, journalists, gamers are sent a code based on merit rather than status. Rather than this person's an editor-in-chief at a well-known, website, I would rather it be like, hey, I like this person's coverage of something. I want them to play my game. That's simple. Sad thing is these individuals exist at all. Yeah, exactly. But look at these weirdos protecting kids, pervs. Well, but see, Stacy here, he's trying to lean into the whole, the internet's full of sick freaks who are sexualizing this child. And most of the things I see, in fact, the only things I see are people going, this is so wholesome, I want to have kids, this is great, my life is meaningless without children. And a few people going, oh my God, all the people sexualizing this are just disgusting. And I'm like, nobody's sexualizing it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, status is in our bones. I know it won't happen. It's just sad that it does. It's the way it is, the status quo, man. Just play the game yourself. Yeah, for real. For real, dude. And honestly, the Steam reviews are so helpful, but these are people who want to get rid of Steam reviews. Think about it this way, guys. Think about it. Before we dive into this stuff about like pirate software and stop killing games, these are the same people, the journalists that criticize, YouTubers and content creators and the culture warriors and stuff. They're the same people who are like, the Steam reviews need to go away because too many people don't play the game long enough and then leave a negative review. Well, guess what? All those things get balanced out by the majority of people who play the game. And if the majority say the game is good, it's probably good. If the majority say it's bad, it's probably bad. And you also have to consider the game itself. If a game like Dustborn were to have mostly positive, but there's like 100 reviews instead of 10 million, and it's all people saying what they love about the woke shit in the game, then it's not for you, right? Oh, Shirako is crazy. That guy, he plays like 14 hours, 15 hours of footage like back to back in one day. It's insane. Like he does full playthroughs in one sitting. It's nuts. Didn't even play the game. Irony, exactly. So moving on real quick because I do want to watch this video because I haven't seen it yet. EU will respond to Stop Killing Games initiative in June. So apparently, dude from Accursed Farms, Ross, he went to Europe to some, what is it there? Was it the actual EU that he went to, the commission that he sat in front of, and they read a whole bunch of stuff that they're trying to push through with the Stop Killing Games initiative and everything, and it went pretty positively, right? I think it's more deep. Some guy did a test. He approached strangers and had the same spiel, except for once he said his dad is rich and he's a bum. Other time he's a bum and unemployed. In honor of the Stacy creature. Oh shit. I'll have to take a look at that later. Dustborn has positive reviews. I've never bothered to look at the reviews, like the actual individual reviews. My point is more you have to consider A, the overall score, and B, what they're scoring the game for. So that's more what it is. But again, the Stop Killing Games initiative is a net positive in my personal opinion. And the reality is they're trying to make sure developers, when they're making a game, allow the game to continue on, even if they take the game offline, allow people to continue the game, right? Give them the tools to keep the game going, especially if it's a game that has microtransactions or that was purchased because people spent their money on it and therefore you're stealing from them if you take the game offline. It's very reasonable. Makes a lot of sense. And Pirate Software infamously stepped in it when he went against gamers, went against all these people online pushing for this initiative, saying, "Oh, it's shit." I've got the video somewhere. In fact, next stream I'll try to add it back into my videos here, because this dude, he went on for like days about how much he absolutely hated the Stop Killing Games initiative. Thought that it was a waste of time, thought it was all garbage. So, that being said, he had an amazing falling out. I'm talking like we got the quartering with the lolcow stuff. Pirate Software's was infinitely worse, because not only was it like people lost all respect for him as a developer, he talked about all of his time at Blizzard and he's basically a Nepo baby. People got into the coding for his game, Heartbound, that at least the game is out, although it's not finished. So there's a lot of stuff there. Along the way, on top of that, he also got into the stuff with the game that just got shut down, Pillars of Eternity. Was it Pillars of Eternity is the one I'm thinking of, is the name of the game? And he apparently took it personally that they didn't like reach out to him and like communicate with him on all this shit. It's just insane. Play on Gacha games or the game removed store after end of the service. So it would basically, I think what would happen is if it went through, if it actually became law, even if it's like a mobile game or whatever, they would still have to make it where the game was playable. If you spent money on it, the game would have to give somebody the tools to continue the life of the game after the game was shut down. So yes, they'd have to, anything that had money spent on it. I'm not sure if there's a caveat where if a game's completely free to play, as in no microtransactions and no upfront cost, if it has to be given those same tools to continue the existence of the game. But beyond that, I don't know much about that. So, going from that, apparently in the middle of all this crashing out, Pirate Software recently fired all of his mods from his actual mod, more like Pillars of Transience, am I right? What would happen with a game like Overwatch 1 where it was abandoned for 2, but then 2 became 1 again? Did 2 actually become 1, or did they just call 2 1? Is Overwatch 1 completely offline, like it's not even accessible at all? Or did they morph 1 and 2 together? Because in the case of that, morphing 1 and 2 together, I think we'd get around that situation. Pirate Software can eat his own ass. I love it. Biggest corpo shield and bootlicker defending the greedy game corpos from criticism. Yeah. High guard. We have to go back and say, welcome to High Guard. All right, so this is from Quinn Theo, like we talked about earlier, the man who is single-handedly probably producing the most Pirate Software content on the internet. Like when I made a couple videos talking about Pirate Software and they did really well, I was like, well, that's cool, that's great, awesome. You know, this, if anybody's a lolcow who deserves to get like shit on, Pirate Software seems to fit the bill. I'm great that the videos did well. It was awesome. And then I kind of moved on because I'm like, I don't think there's anything left. It's kind of like the whole ex-voto situation. The game's dead. The studio will probably shut down. There's nothing left to say at this point, right? This line will never get old. Yeah, dude. Guys, hang on. Let me find the, I have the video clip saved for like my meme videos. Hang on. Where is that at? Sorry, I probably look extremely white right now. I'm showing my actual skin tone. I'm not this white in real life. Well, not. It's 50-50. Let's see here. Where is that at? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, all right. Let's switch back to this screen here.
Oh shit, no, this is actually really dumb. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. This shit sucks. That's a really stupid ass move. That's an incredibly stupid ass move. I think this is ass. This is complete garbage.
I love that
All
one.
of this can eat shit then. They can eat my entire ass. The whole thing. That sounds stupid as shit.
I love it so much. I need to add that back into my video clips. It is so good. All right. So now we're going to watch Quinn Theo's video. Let me switch. Oh, God, I'm on the wrong screen again. Damn it. Wrong screen. Oh, the whole collective shout thing. That was nuts. Ex-Voto's Game of the Year, man. No, I mean, I voted for it for PlayStation Game of the Month. It didn't win. I would vote for Ex-Voto for Game of the Year simply because my own coverage of it was so much fun. I miss that game, guys. I have it. I could play it again, but I don't want to. The game sucks. White complexion is in a white person means no sun damage. I mean, dude, here's the thing. I don't like being like deathly white pale. I do like to get a little bit of sun, and I'm going to be getting a lot of sun this year with all the yard work I got to do. It's nuts. But at the same time, I work indoors. So other than sports for my kids and occasional yard work, I don't spend that much time outside. Every time you pull up Pirate Software, I think it looks an awful lot like that Stacey Henley creature. You're not wrong. Yeah, dude, the Stop Killing Games thing needs to be globally recognized. Use plus 50 factor SPF. He loves the cock. Okay, at least, going back to the Grummz thing, guys, at least Pirate Software's game is playable. I will say that. He made his game in less time than Grummz did. And probably for less money. So, all right. So this is Quinn Theo's video. I'll drop a link down once we're all done watching it. It's only about 16 minutes long. And I probably won't interrupt too much because a lot of it is things that he'll probably have to explain. But I think, I'm not sure if he's still going to bring up the stuff that happened before with, guys, what was the name of that game? Was it Pillar of Eternity? Oh, Ashes of Creation. Ashes of Creation was the game that the CEO and the primary developer and stuff scammed his audience and shit. Tried to scam Steam out of the money. Oh my God, yeah, that was Ashes of Creation. So the Ashes of Creation thing, recently Pirate Software was all butthurt with like the community manager gal or whatever. It was crazy. Ashes to Ashes. It was on Steam Greenlight. Did you even know what that was? I had no idea what that was. No clue. I'm bronzish. I wish I was bronzish.
I'm very surprised that I am making this
very
video
loud
right now. And no, it's not because it's a pirate video. I'm not going for this.
I told you guys, Milkman. Okay, he is literally milking this dude for content. Okay, been working on his game since 2013. Grummz have been working on his game for 10 years, and it's 2 hours long. Oh my God, I didn't even make it 2 hours. I refunded the damn thing. I made it like an hour and a half, and I'm like, I have no desire to keep playing this. I wasn't planning on refunding it. I was going to play the whole thing and do a review of it. And I got about an hour and a half in, and I'm like, I did the Pirate Software thing. I'm like, this is ass. This is total ass. I don't want that mental image. Yeah.
Sarcasm route here. Pirate Software's crew, more specifically his first mate, that being Kronos, his head moderator, and
saw almost the
rest of
entire
his
game.
mod
Oh
team
shit.
have either been fired or jumped ship. And in doing a bit of research, there has been some very interesting details that have come out surrounding this mass exodus / firing that has just gone down. Like Pirate apparently calling Kronos a parasite, as well as the rest of the moderation team seeming.
Kronos is the dude that's like his right-hand man as far as his moderators. Kronos was like Pirate Software's head moderator. So in all the stuff with like people going on Discord and, you know, shit posting on Discord and everything else, Kronos was the guy that was like the enforcer for Pirate Software, right?
Starting to jump onto the Pirate Software hate.
He pretended to be a
We had
lawyer,
some
yes.
sleeper cells from Quaker Nation infiltrate the very public Discord that Kronos has himself, where he hopped into a voice call alongside a lot of the other mods who seemed to just be chatting. And it seems that they were having some conversations in regard to their tenure working for Pirate Software, and I would say the negative aspects of that, which are going to become very apparent. And I thought to myself,
I've always wondered this, guys. How much do big content creators pay moderators? Because we all know the Reddit mod joke is like these guys do it for free because they just get some sort of like some sense of self-importance by being a Reddit mod. How much does a content creator's mod actually make? Like people who pay their moderators. Are we talking like people like Dr. Disrespect or big streamers like Asmongold with moderators? Do they pay them an actual like livable salary? Isn't it free? I imagine in some situations it is, but in others, there are people who straight up actually pay moderators. Like, I'm talking like you have to be making millions of dollars to pay a moderator, right? Sucks so many game companies exist in Japan, including Nintendo, Square Enix, and all that. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it sucks. I just think it'll make the whole Stop Killing Games thing harder because you have different countries with different international laws and stuff, so... Well, so in the case of like Asmon's editor for his videos, he doesn't pay him. He allows those channels to exist, and those people make the money off the actual ad revenue from the clips themselves. So he doesn't actually have to pay them anything. But like his actual moderators for his chat is a whole different situation. He gives his editors a 401k. Oh shit. Yeah, there's so much going on in chat with Asmongold, exactly, for a lot. The guy also looks like he uses great sunscreen.
Well, given the severity of what is going down here with a lot of the pirate software community,
true, he's almost as white as
leading
his
the community
outfit.
leaders. Well, I guess to me it just feels like the pirate software ship is finally sinking. So I figured now would probably be the best time to bring back the limited time doubling down merch. Quick change.
Mahendra, remember I said big streamers, big content creators. Hey, I would love to eventually be so successful in everything I do to be able to pay a moderator. That would be great. But I pay him in different ways. Yeah, exactly. He gets feet pics.
Change Quintio here. That is right. We are bringing him back mainly because I just want to get another one because it's really
Okay, that's actually a pretty funny
called
hoodie. It's not doubling down if you're right. It's got a little image of what looks like pirate software.
Doubling down if you're right.
Be
on
great
the
to take
front.
it from you,
Beautiful.
right?
Switch it over to the back. The beautiful decal. For those that will scream, he's doubling down. Yes, I damn well am. This has genuinely gone through over 100 washes at this point. I'm blown away that it is still stuck together. So, hey, if
That's
you
pretty
want
cool, actually, not gonna lie.
check out the shop, which you can find at quintio.printify.me. That is right. I will leave a link in the pinned comment down below for you guys to check out the super.
So we
super
talked
sick
about like the whole situation with like quartering and the drop shipping stuff and the coffee brand coffee. This is a Shopify shop. This is just like my shop, right? So if I ever get my sublimation printer hooked back up and or decide to go back to using like a heat transfer vinyl, which is in a tote, these bins over here actually have my heat transfer vinyl in them from when I used to have an Etsy shop. I could do my merch, redo some merch, design some stuff, and make it for half the price. This hoodie here is $40. That's a Shopify situation. When you have like Printify making things that are just printed and sent out to customers directly and you have no involvement in it, the $40 for a hoodie is insane. I mean, that's crazy, right? Same situation like our kids' Little League was going to have, a shop make their hoodies for their team and charge like $50 a kid. So we told them, I'm like, guys, we're going to buy the hoodies. We'll make them all. It's like $13 a hoodie plus a couple bucks for vinyl. So we did them for like $15 a piece. Is that simple.
And not only that, but we have the brand new Quaker Nation established 2020.
How did he become famous? He worked at Blizzard. His daddy was a big shot at Blizzard. Okay, so John, a little bit of lore on Pirate Software's dad. I didn't know this until last year when we were covering a lot of the drama. If you guys remember the episode of South Park with the guy that's like he has no life and he looks like he's melting. He's just sitting there at his computer desk playing his game, drooling and stuff on himself. That character was based on Pirate Software's dad. Now, his dad didn't actually live like that, but he kind of looked like him. And so they modeled the character in the South Park episode after Pirate Software's dad. Yeah, I mean, so you still have to go through the process of designing the merch and stuff, Empress. It's like, I mean, $10 for a mug here is not terrible, but let me tell you guys something. This mug right here, not even buying this mug wholesale, buying this mug retail in a case of 12 on Amazon, they're like less than $1 a piece. And you're paying for a few cents of sublimation ink here. Now, sublimation ink is expensive. I own a sublimation printer. I paid like $600 for it when I was still doing Etsy. This thing here, total cost of this mug is probably about $1 and change. And again, he has to charge 10, otherwise he doesn't make anything on it. So that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes this Shopify stuff, the drop shipping thing, it's crazy. Need a restart? Yeah, I feel like that. It's like that's not my actual job. I used to do Etsy as a side thing. But that's just some crazy pricing.
The
I get
Drama
it.
Frog Go Milk Yourself mugs. So
Oh
if you want to sip coffee while you're checking out the news, or I don't know, Red Bull. I like Red Bull. You can do it with this sick cup. Now, if you've been keeping up with any
Who
of the
put Red Bull
recent
in a
drama
cup?
surrounding I'm Fetus getting his Twitch ban, things like that, this may come as a bit of a shock because Kronos was interacting during that time and communicating with the different parties, including I'm Fetus. Now, this got brought to my attention through my Discord as well.
It was 100% nepotism, Mahendra, absolutely.
Discussion. Speaking of, hey, check bin comment. Might have the Discord link if you're 18 and up, like play video games, chat drama. But you can see here it says
Okay, that wasn't creepy at all. So yeah, Kronos's Discord profile says no longer engaged on Pirate Software work or associate with him, contact him directly or go to his Discord server.
no longer engaged on pirate software work or
A mad lad
associated
would,
with
maybe.
him, contact him directly or go to his
Butsy.
Discord server. Now that is not worded, I would say, in a very positive way, but of course that could just be how
Empress,
I'm
you know what I'm talking
perceiving
about.
this. Let's just kind of go into more of the details. Now, just one more tiny prerequisite. The only person that I'm going to be like showing
Mahendra, I used that as a clip for my last video. I did talk about pirate software, and people were so mad. I got people in the comments like, this has nothing to do with the video. I'm like, guys, it's a meme. Like, it's a 30-second meme where he's being an asshole to his dad on his birthday. Like, it's just for fun. You're taking it way too seriously.
their Discord name and stuff is going to be Kronos. But for the sake of just like keeping it nice and simple, I am going to have blacked out all the other names. Now, I have reached out to 2 other separate mods to see if they were willing to comment. I'll also include screenshots of those. They were not interested in having a conversation. I don't necessarily blame them, but wanted to show you guys that I made some sort of effort to reach out to them. After those 2 responses, I figured, okay, I think I know how they're all going to be. And I even shot a whisper to Kronos, but of course he did not reply, and he's got me blocked on every other platform. So this is kind of like the first evidence to show you guys, to show what I'm talking about here. This is Kronos in a VC call as screenshotted here with a few other mods, as well as I think a few ex-members of Pirates Discord.
You mixed up Blizzard and Bungie. Honestly, I get it. At this point, it's, yeah. Looks like a younger John Campea. Can't think of what he looks like off the top of my head.
And there's a bit of chatting here. You know, it just kind of seems like, you know, Kronos is speaking out loud and the rest of them are pretty much just like, you know, chatting by typing in the VC chat. Now, again, I don't have concrete proof that they're always talking about pirate, but using context clues, I think it's easy to kind of understand sometimes when they're
kind of see that,
sure
yeah,
probably talking
a little
about it.
bit.
In this case here, right behind me, somebody here says, just anything that might be used against him or proved him wrong gets nuked. The fuck? Now, from what I understand, most of these messages come from around the same VC over the course.
Let's see. It's the principal to not stud down to his level, stoop down. I did put the stick in the hornet's nest for a bit of community 2 days ago. Thor accused Kronos of being a parasite and removed his mod access to a Discord, Twitch, etc. Not on purpose. It's not pettiness per se. I just think everybody forgot who's on their follow list. Spring cleaning's I don't know what this even means.
Course of a couple of hours in that evening, and I'll just be reading through
Making
the
the
main
jerk
points,
emotion,
but
oh my
feel free to
God.
pause and read the additional stuff at your own pace, whatever. But the top one here to start. So what is this nuke that's dropped that I've apparently missed? It sounds
guys
mad.
hungry
And
for
so I'm
pirate
replying
software
to them
news?
down
Jeez, it
here.
seems
Thor
like it,
accused
man.
Kronos of being a parasite and removed his mod access to Discord / Twitch / etc. That is where I'm getting this. You know, he was called a parasite.
Mahendra, I'm trying to get through this video, man. Imagine yourself as a famous game dev or celebrity. I'm sure you want your kids' name of themselves instead of using your name to get... You mean to get there by themselves? Well, sure. I mean, I don't want anybody getting a leg up in life simply because of who their daddy was. That's exactly, yeah. That's nepotism, and I hate nepotism.
Thing, and it seems like shortly after that he ends up putting in his 2 weeks. I say that because in this other screenshot here we can see this gonna prepare the catapult. Right after that, the prepare the catapult. K, I'm assuming Kronos already gave notice, don't stress. They also follow up, and now this kind of seems to get into them, you know, airing their grievances with Pirate, saying, common, all the collab and raids you did to all different people versus
My dad worked at Nintendo? Oh my god. But do you have a job at Nintendo because your daddy worked there?
Thor on a loop only raiding the ferrets does say a lot, seemingly talking about him being selfish. Another previous mod saying just waiting for PS stream and general chat to realize it. I'm assuming realize that all of the mods have disappeared.
The thing about nepotism is I think most people hate nepotism, but let's say you had a chance at getting somewhere in life because of who your parents were or who your dad or mom were. Would you not take that job? I mean, honestly. No worries, Mahendra. Enjoy your lunch. Was your dad a janitor at Nintendo? Yeah. I actually knew somebody who worked at Nintendo of America. I think he still did up until retirement a few years ago. I'm talking somebody I've known for like my entire life. Family, friend, connection kind of thing. And he worked there for decades, and never once did I get a single free video game out of that guy.
And else saying same here for Block Game. I actually have a really funny clip in regard to that. Not exactly the same, but very similar. Now, Block Game was this like Minecraft thing that Pirate Software was working on with one of the mods here as like the lead kind of Java developer for
Pirate
it,
Software
which
was
they
working
ended
on
up
another game.
which they ended up stepping down because Pirate wanted it all to be converted over to Hightail, which was a huge job to do, and the mod was like, I'm not capable of doing this at this time. But Block Game wasn't receiving updates, and apparently it had been down for 4 days, and nobody noticed until Thor got a text-to-speech in his stream chat literally today or yesterday, as the time that you're watching this. And here's that.
You turned it down and ended up going to a similar line of work. Oh my god! Had anyone heard of Block Game before? I swear to God, I know the internet's a big place, but that's insane.
That clip.
Block Game is down. It's been down for like 4 days, and no one said a word.
This kind of looks like Chip's challenge. Huh. Okay, can I give a hot take real quick? And this is not I don't want to be like a dick, because I actually really enjoy this style of game. I feel like, so far he's done Heartbound, and now he's got this. And I feel like basically people only make this style of game as a niche genre type thing if they just aren't good enough to do like other games, right? Maybe. I don't know. Oh, it's just a Minecraft server, not the game he's playing in this video. Okay, fair enough. I'm like, if he made another game that looks like this after Heartbound, then clearly he can only do one type of thing.
I'll go put it back up.
Wrong about that?
I was trying.
Is it easier? Is it easier to make a game that's like an actual realistic UE5 type game versus this? I mean, I guess it'd be like too hard to get to the difference of it, whatever. Looks easy at first, but it's not. Well, here, you learn something new every day. I just feel it's weird. You would think maybe that's like for nostalgia, nostalgic reasons or whatnot. But I'm like, if you're a game developer, maybe you have like a niche or something that is something that you really like, and so you only design one type of game, right? But like, why would you continuously go back to the same style if this was the game he was developing?
Trying to see how long it would
just different. Okay,
it would take before somebody actually checks. But nobody seemed to care.
Oh, you can hear that resentment building. Holy shit. But nobody seemed to care. Now, the following screenshots are not in any particular order, maybe just because I think that's going to be a better viewing experience for you guys, but
Pixel's harder these days compared to a UE-based game. I guess then, I in my personal opinion, maybe 10 years ago, a Pixel game would have been easier than a traditional game if not for relying on traditional engine or modern engines like Unreal Engine. Back when you used to have to make your own engine for a game, I guess would have been a difference, the difference maker there. So, yeah, like I say all the time, I'm not a developer, so I am always willing to admit I'm retarded and wrong about things like that.
truly this is just kind of a highlight reel of some of the stuff that they were saying. This one right here, people are saying hi to each other, and then I think they're again talking directly to Kronos here. Well,
this is so sad. Okay, maybe this is a difference of like people who don't speak English fluently. Or it's kind of like a Reddit mod situation where it's like, these guys can't even, like, he edited what he wrote and he still couldn't fix the word shield. I think you were a shield for a lot of BS. How come his voice has a deeper voice each time I see him? That's a great question.
And call, I think you were
Keeps
a shield
cranking
for
the
a lot
dial
of
up.
BS. And then a bunch of people saying, I canceled mine from renewing. Mine will expire soon. Will end in June. I believe they're talking about their subscriptions to Pirate. Following up.
For me, it depends on what the game is. I was thinking about this because Clean over on Twitch was playing Mountain Blade Bannerlord, playing the War Sales campaign today. And while that's still a more modern game, as in, you know, you've got armies and battles, and unless you're on the map, you're in third person. I think you can play it first person also. So it's more of a traditional, like, you know, third or first person medieval commanding armies and that kind of game, right? The game is scaled down enough where the graphics still look good, the art still looks good, but it's so simple that the game runs smooth and it doesn't have to like rely too heavily on photorealism and making everything look super textured, but everything still looks good, you know? Yeah, the bass keeps getting cranked up. So in my mind, it's like, yeah, so there's a balance to be found. Obviously, a pixel game is going to have its own art style. That's a whole different story. I think that, again, people go too heavy-handed on like needing photorealism in games where I think you're much better. I look at a game like Valheim. Low poly still looks really beautiful. Really cool looking game.
In this one, it's kind of clear that the other moderators really were not a fan of Pirate Software, probably not even Kronos himself towards the end. Someone said here, there's a reason why I wanted this community to be good for you and for all the mods to be chill and be safe from him. Someone said, well, you did lure
For all the mods to be safe from him? What the hell? Either these people are like people that need safe spaces on the internet and need like virtual hugs and shit, or Pirate Software is a scary son of a bitch.
People with someone's name, you're a warmer person. He and the community were begging you to stream. And then someone else saying you are the reason why he didn't lose mods and other streamers quicker. Now, this could be Kronos. It could be also they were chatting amongst each other, a different mod in this chat here. But still, like, making a point like you're the reason why he didn't lose mods and other streamers quicker is crazy. And I do want to jump in and just make it clear, I'm not doing this to be like, aha, I told you so or anything. I'm actually really surprised that the full mod team has dropped. It really...
JG, that describes 90% of what we're seeing. These games that come out and they just flop right away. What's so scary about Pirate? Well, we're extrapolating. They're talking about Pirate Software without, again, they're never naming names specifically. So he's trying to figure out if they're talking about Kronos or if they're talking about Pirate Software or whatever. I think it's just one of the situations where, like, clearly there was some bad shit behind the scenes, you know? They could have made it look like Quake and I would still buy it. Dude, that game is so good. I need to go back to playing that game. Like, I was watching Clean play it today when I was at work, and he's playing the War Sales campaign, and I had never seen the War Sales part of the campaign, and the naval battles and boarding other ships. I'm like, oh my god, this game it's fantastic, dude. I wish we had better options aside from Unreal 5, yeah.
Like, these people were ride or dies. And from my understanding, with as long as they had lasted alongside him, I thought that maybe Pirate had been treating them better than how he treats his community at times versus how he treats people that are more, you know, public face.
I mean, Pirate Software treats people better than DSP does, right? Okay, I mean, show of hands, I think we all can agree that as big of a dick as Pirate Software is, DSP is worse. And I don't know anybody who's worse to their own community than DSP. Granted, he's a lolcow and his community is people who make fun of him. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Like the dramas that we've talked about, but that is just simply not the case. As
He's
a matter of
petulant,
fact,
yeah.
One of them pointed out that one of the reasons that they stopped watching him was how mean he was being to his viewers. There's just some kind of like chatting between them. And then right at the bottom here, my biggest problem with him and why I stopped watching him was the casual cruelty he showed to members of the community. And so again, this wasn't just reserved for, you know, just random members of the community. It was clear that it was also him treating his mod team like this.
Again, either that comes from Pirate Software thinking that he's like God level, you know, I'm here and you guys are all here, or it's that same thing we're seeing with Jeremy right now, which is why I thought this was actually funny timing with this video, because of the fact that he's crashing out, he's a lolcow, he's getting shit on constantly, he's a joke on the internet now, and that is him naturally spiraling. I think that there's a lot of similarities to be had there. The difference is I don't think Pirate Software is an alcoholic.
Including Kronos, like calling him a parasite and all this.
So that's another thing with the Unreal Engine thing that I think is a very fair point. Rocks and trees all have the same look. Doesn't Pearl Abyss just use UE5? Oh, he's coomed on cam. Yeah, so DSP wins, exactly. So the other thing about it too with like engines, the whole Cry engine situation, say what you will about the story of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and a lot of the shit in that game that people disliked, the game runs incredibly well, just like Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. And no, it doesn't look as like it's kind of like I'm talking about with Bannerlord. They didn't go for photorealism, they went for immersiveness. And within that, the graphics are stunning and the games run incredibly well. Crimson Desert does use their own engine. Oh, wow. That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
After, you know, pretty much everyone has dipped on Pirate. Most of his fan base, most of the viewers that he would have had are completely gone. And now it seems like he is also just turning on everyone that's close to him. Or maybe this has been a very slow burn over the course of the last couple of years, and now it's finally culminating because he probably can't pay them. Or at the very least, he can't pay most of the mod team that he originally had when he was talking.
This, again, makes me wonder how much he's paying them, guys. Because honestly, like, look, part of the whole situation here is that Pirate Software's viewership has fallen off. And because, like, 90% of his viewership has fallen off, much like the quartering, the next thing to go is the paid moderators. Imagine the luxury that you have in your life if you're going to pay somebody to sit in your stream for however many hours your ass is sitting in your chair and simply ban people for you when all it is a click of a button and here, that person's banned. It's that simple. But you're paying somebody else to not be inconvenienced with that. It's insane. I know mods do other things too in bigger channels. Like, you know, pulling chatters out for Asmongold to respond to, and, you know, all that other kind of crap. But still,
about, you know, paying for their dental and having them have insurance and full paid, you know, full-time jobs. Another interaction here, someone says, Toxic X could be referencing, you know, what's being chatted about. But someone says, Ori does some BS to community when you had mental health day like AP stuff in December. Basically fucks with your days off. Now, this could just be them, you know, like, oh, yeah.
he had a donation system set up that went to the mods, and apparently they were properly employed. Oh, interesting. Don't let him talk. I would never talk lowly of DB Wild. How dare you? How dare you? But really, no, I mean, the thing about DB is, because of the size of the channel, he only really needs to, or Equilibrium, or I think Oblivion is still modded, and a few other people. It's just a matter of like, hey, if you see somebody that's getting out of line, maybe a warning here or there, ban them if they're being a complete jackass, or time them out, and that's about it. It's like, it's pretty casual, you know? And I don't expect, here's the thing, if people were being paid, that means you expect them to be there. I can't imagine expecting somebody to show up to maybe put somebody in timeout that's being rude in my chat. Like, I can't imagine being on that level where you're paying somebody to deal with something so mundane, you know? It's just crazy to me.
When shit hit the fan, like when you had to be out, something was going on. And down here, sorry, you have a reasonable take on stuff, Kronos. Clearly, it's a problem. I almost want to believe that that has to do with the fact that I was, you know, giving him a bit of praise here recently with the I'm Fetus stuff. It sounded like he was pointing out the fact that there were a few, you know, pirate fans that were also, you know, being a little too intense, thinking that, you know, Fetus was directly targeting Pirate in some malicious.
I have no idea who this I'm Fetus thing is, and I don't even want to know what that is. I don't know who that controversy is. This is the first time seeing of Pirate Software in months.
This way when he was doing the parody shit. I'm truly just speculating there. I have nothing to back it, but that's, you know, the best thing that I could come up with. It really...
I would say, I imagine if you have a... Okay, so... Asmongold's average viewership that I've seen on Twitch is like 40,000 in his live streams. 40,000. I don't know how many moderators he has. So to have to pay somebody, I imagine you'd have to at least have a few thousand chatters per stream, because out of those few thousand chatters, you're going to get a certain number of super chats and everything else. And then I imagine for a couple thousand chatters, you'd probably need at least 3 dedicated mods to handle the amount of chat going on. So... I can't even imagine, you know? And yeah, and then DB Wild, it wouldn't be any fun, right? Because if it's a job and you had to be here like you were expected to be here, it wouldn't be as much fun, man.
Realistically is one of hundreds of other issues that they probably ran into, and it just happens to line up with also...
I mean, money's fun, don't get me wrong.
Next one up, this one comes along with a clip to show you guys, but...
Money makes everything
they're
better.
Chatting back and forth, and somebody sent in a Twitch link here from one of Pirate Software streams, and I'll play the clip here.
I wanted to ask, are the
Wild
mods okay? Did you maybe lose the basement key? Notice they are less around. Just wanted to know. I don't mind if you won't explain. Was just wondering if everything is okay. Happy to be a part of this place. Keep on keeping up. Chat, remember to use bread and watch the noodles.
Do you think I should pour some, like, noodles down there? Like is there like a food that am I supposed to feed them?
Now that you've got that context, they follow up here saying, yep, plus did try to make it a joke so we can dodge it in a funny way. Am I supposed to feed them? ... He, at this point, had lost pretty much most of his mod team, if not all of them.
Oh, so that was somebody asking about where his mod team went on the stream, and he made a joke about feeding them in the basement. Got it, okay.
Probably did the thing to Kronos. I think that's what led to all of the other mods also kind of dipping. And yeah, they weren't super stoked about it. Following it up, just seems like these people really prefer Kronos over Pirate Software at this point. Someone is, I'm assuming, messaging someone earlier. Kronos is not Pirate Software mod. Another individual says, Kronos, I'm sorry you have a community of people that prefer hanging out with you rather than Thor, because you have a much chiller, cooler place with less drama that could have easily been avoided or reduced. It's like, as much as it is just a good point, it's like, okay, you know, there's less drama over here, this community. It's interesting that they're making a point that there could have been less drama that was easily avoided or reduced, referencing that Pirate did not handle it well. And then somebody else down here, former mod, he has nobody to blame but himself. He sees enemies and then makes them his enemies.
I mean, that describes a lot of people, doesn't it? Like I said, I see the similarities now between like Pirate Software, DSP, the quartering, all the lolcows on the internet. It's like, yeah, they basically make enemies out of everybody.
Sounds like, you know, describing how he was turning on like his mod team, like
JG, that's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm like, does Kronos, is he gonna like make a YouTube career? Is this dude gonna like be a streamer? Obviously, I mean, like, just because he has all the mods on his side doesn't mean that he's gonna be like a talented streamer and attract this huge audience. But like, it seems to me that he's got all these people rallying around him, and it's like, okay, it's just weird, man. It does make sense a moderator would be less prone to have drama around him because being that he bans the drama, right? You would think that psychologically speaking, that person's basically been trained, if you will, to avoid drama. One of the reasons I don't stream is because I know people would like me better. You're probably not wrong about that, dude. Oh my god, DB, you're probably not wrong, man.
Kronos. Sees Kronos as an enemy, makes him an enemy, even if that wasn't the case. Following up, though, we have something where
it's kind of like that thing people talk about with Trump, where Trump would never run with somebody as a vice president who has a bigger personality or a big personality because he would feel threatened by him. I kind of feel like that's the whole Pirate Software Kronos dynamic. All right, Empress, no worries. We'll probably be wrapped up soon here, and I'll send a redirect for it. I've got a possible rival, damn it.
Like they're chatting about a situation, or Kronos is talking about something that happened to him. And
Don't
the other
say what
people are
will come.
chatting,
DB Wild
saying,
will
when
get
did that
excited.
happen? Oh God, just always shift on mood is never fun to deal with. Doing something based on somebody's mood that day, that must have sucked. I'm sorry you went through that.
This is crazy. This is like the shit that was going on behind the scenes when JDA was crashing out and Fandom Pulse kind of split from Bounding to Comics and that Park Place from all being on the same side because they went so far off the deep end. And behind the scenes, everyone's like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? And you got people in group chats together who were previously on the same side, and then they're just kind of like, it's a therapy thread. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff that was going on behind the scenes when I was in this group chat that JDA made, and it had like Grummz, and it had a whole bunch of big people like Vera Dark and all these other people. We were all in this together, and I'm just kind of slowly watching all this shit, and I'm like, I'm waiting. As soon as like 2 people left, I'm like, I'm gonna back out. And early morning streamer, dude. Early morning streams are so much fun. I talked about before when I was on that after I left the hospital back in 2021. I was on this medication, this steroid called methylprednisolone, and that stuff it'll get you wired. So I would take it before bed. The doctor always told me, look, take your stomach medication, to keep you from feeling like you gotta use the bathroom, and your methylprednisolone right before bed, right? And I would take this massive dose, and I would wake up every morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning. I would go out to the living room or the kitchen, make my coffee, go to the living room, sit down at my desk, turn on my stream, and we'd play Breath of the Wild for like 2.5 hours in the morning on stream. It was so relaxing. It was great. And then by about 8 o'clock at night, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. You got people at work who need shit to listen to. Exactly. Dude, my days have been really boring when there isn't anything to watch on YouTube. It's crazy.
That's not okay. Yeah, right. He has no empathy. Again, assuming that they're talking about pirate software. And then the last screenshot that I have to show you guys are them chatting more so, starting with quote unquote friend. This is the same person chatting in these two that I'm going to read back to back. They say, well, it used to be better than corporate, referring to their job working under pirate software. And then they said that work environment didn't last very long. And then to jump back before that, someone else had said, friends, so long as you're super convenient. Person talking.
I don't even know how to stream. I'd probably try to make YouTube. Well, okay, yeah, so 2 different... I mean, there's plenty of tech issues with making videos versus streaming, but they both have their own problems and things to figure out. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I've got the personality for streaming either. This is the community pirate cultivated. They're all surprised he was a snake. Dude, honestly, this is the craziest thing. It is the craziest thing because, like, okay, so pirate obviously is, from what we've seen, okay, all the stuff that the ones that I made videos about him being like a creepy weirdo and shit. And then this is the guy that all these mods were having to defend and work for every single day. Or like a big VTuber of some kind, since I have a face for radio. I don't love to put my face out there, guys. I would have loved to have just stayed behind an avatar for streams and stuff, but I felt like for live streams, it's better to have a face, and for videos, I feel like I'm better off just to talk. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird.
About how the work environment has changed, says, Jesus Christ, man, I know, right? Followed up with, that was my problem with everything. He did very little to see things from any other perspective. Now, where have we heard that before? It is to some degree cathartic to see that the mod team was having the same issues, and now it kind of recontextualizes it that, like, yeah, maybe they weren't the biggest fans of the guy, but they were getting paid.
Waifu
like,
guys,
they were
oh
part
my
of that
god,
community
dude.
for however long when it was good, so I don't necessarily blame them for noticing these things, being bothered by them, but still sticking around. It's like when you're doing it for a job and the boss is kind of an asshole, you just kind of put up with it. And then down here, continuing.
I've been there. Worked for my family my entire life. Don't know why. Having issues to make them look right. Dude, it is what it is. Oh, QC Jerks, you will never like the sound of your own voice. That is something I think most people who aren't narcissists will never get over. You know? Ben used heroin needle. Oh my god.
Someone said same here, and following after that, and it was always this is what I did and why I did it. That's why it's fine. Which I'm pretty sure is exactly what he explained to Dr. K, and how Dr. K responded to that with being, yeah, that makes you sound incredibly, incredibly arrogant.
I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting, when in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase.
Sure.
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. I don't see it that way. But all right.
Now, as it comes to a close, just the last thing.
That is crazy. Driz T, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. Dude, I love it. It's like the way that you talk and the way that you always have to talk about why you know everything and where your work experience and all this stuff makes you seem like a narcissistic, twat. If Smeg were here, I'd have to use the word twat, but I say twat. And he's like, well, that's just me trying to provide context. You need to know why I'm the best and why I'm so smart and why I've done everything and you couldn't possibly offer a differing opinion. Oh, dude, I wish I had like a Scottish accent or something. That'd be awesome. I love the sound of my own voice. It's soothing, calming, and it puts me to sleep. Your voice always sounds different because you hear the vibrations of your vocal cords directly, so you actually have more auditory information than the sound of other people hear. So basically what you're saying is, if I like my voice now, but then I don't like it when I'm hearing it on a video, it's because what I'm hearing is my true voice, and what everybody else is hearing is not. Ooh. I like that. I'm going to use that. Hey, Geekazu, I have no idea how I sound. Are you deaf? I'm actually asking in all honesty, are you deaf?
To show you guys, as I am a man of my word, here are the photos from me trying to reach out to
You're
some
watching
of the
all my
mods
streams
to
and
see if they
videos
were
with
willing
subtitles.
to have
Oh
a
my
comment
God.
on it. The most I got out of it was they don't wish to comment, also make better content. So
oh no, I sound gay as hell. What are you talking about?
The jump cuts feel a bit more natural with this one, out of respect for making a bit more quality content for you guys.
And dude, okay, here's the thing. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Don't do drugs. I've had a really miserable life as far as like the amount of work that I've done in my life, for the amount of hours and days and weeks and months that I've worked. It's insane. But like other than that, I don't do anything. I scream a lot. Like I've screamed a lot in my past, but I don't do anything else that would stress the vocal cords. So I have a very like it's not high pitched, but it's like a very non-gravelly voice, right? So I'm well aware of the fact that I don't have like a deep, gravelly, kind of like a Alex Jones kind of voice, well aware of that. Sound younger than I am. I think that's how I would describe myself. I think that's a fair way of putting it.
Same thing with this bad boy. I, gave a bit of information here. No thanks.
DB, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm not Pirate Software. Ask him.
Chose this one.
He's got a lovely deep voice.
Were they kind of being stinky to me? Yeah, but from their point of view, I for sure deserve it. And I'm sure that they wanted to be a bit more nasty to me than they even were. So kudos to them for being as respectful in their disses as they were. At the end of the day, they've been dealing with this drama, and this drama has led to them kind of leaving. I don't know how good they had it with Pirate Software during the glory days of working with him, but I can't imagine that they would be very kind to anybody, including...
I still want to know how much he was paying these guys. Like, how much money is he worth? Besides on video, yeah.
Myself or anyone else that has made videos covering the Pirate Software
Treat
drama,
people in your debt-like family,
I doubt
exploit
that they
them.
would
Oh my
be
God.
happy to be speaking with any of us. I know that I've done my best to be charitable when there is room to be charitable with Pirate or with any of the other content that I cover. That's kind of my whole goal, is to try to remain unbiased, or when I do have an inclination to let you guys know and let you.
Yeah, no, JG, his voice, that is absolutely a mod. That's voice mod or something.
Make your own decisions. But I do want to make it clear in this situation with these mods, don't go after them. Don't you know, call them jerks because they're.
How can we go after them? You blocked them out, man.
I really don't blame them. There's a good chance that all these people are swell people. I don't necessarily doubt when they were saying things like, "Hey, you know,"
they're not swell people. They're not. They're Pirate Software's mods. They're paid moderators. There's no way. Like, I understand that not everybody who's a paid moderator is going to be like a weirdo. But like the way that they were talking on that Discord thing about, oh no, this must be so hard for you. It's like, you guys do have a life outside of Discord, right? Like, yeah, like I don't know. It just felt a bit Reddit-ish, if that makes sense to you. We're using the PA over the shop lines. I get told that I have a radio announcer voice, so I take that with. That's not a bad thing to have, man. Definitely not swell or swell people. Yeah. Well, I would say definitely not well people. It seemed like a bit of a therapy session, somebody said. And I'm like, all right, so I get it. Not everybody's going to be like wonderful, awesome, amazing all the time. Hence my comments about all the kitty anime emojis. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know. Part of my cynicism is like, I feel like, okay, it's one thing to be like, okay, Pirate Software's a dick, working for him sucked. I'm so glad I'm rid of him. Right. So, all right, I was doing free articles with the hope in the future that when I was writing for John De La Rose, that with Fandom Pulse, that I would eventually start making money, that he could start paying people per article. That never happened. And I wrote off and on for him for what, like 6 months before he got rid of the website and then switched to Substack. And then I stopped. And then he's like, oh, you still do some? I'm like, well, maybe if I have time. Never got paid for a single one. It was what it was. I knew that going into it. But in all that drama and all the mess that happened behind the scenes and all the shit that he stepped in and people going like ape shit on the internet, never once did I go like, oh no, I need a therapy session. He's so bad. I need to talk to somebody. My life is so terrible. It's like, no, the guy was a fucking weirdo and an ass, and he was funny to laugh at afterwards. It just seems like weak. I don't know. Well, I visit Flopathon and SteamDB marathon every day. Oh my god, guys, the marathon stuff is funny. And it's funny because somebody pointed out, I don't know if it was Wagon Burner, somebody pointed out on Twitter earlier today, it's like not even like the grifty shill type people, nobody's even talking about marathon anymore. Like I'm sure the video that I uploaded that went live a few hours ago probably won't do well for reviews, because at this point marathon is such like unimportant, unenthusiastic, like it's such old news, and basically everyone knows at this point, yeah, the game's basically dead. It's pretty much dead. There's really not much else to say at this point, you know? So I think this is a good spot to kind of leave things where they are now. I'm going to go ahead and set a redirect over to Empress's channel. I'm not sure what she is doing tonight, but we will go ahead and send y'all over there. I'm going to get some sleep. I've got simultaneous baseball games tomorrow. No idea how we're going to do that one, so that'll be interesting. Why can I never find her channel? I'm subscribed to her damn channel and I can't find it. That is crazy. Empress, I might not be able to get this to work. I can't find you. Oh no. Yeah, it's not working. Oh well. I tried. It's the thought that counts, right? Smash the like button. Smash like twice, man. People are tired of kicking a dead horse. Go figure, man. When the fanboys don't care, it's done. Yeah. Even the PvP in the forums is dying as well. Dude, that was the best part of like the part of the whole ex-voto thing, was that there were more people in drop her stream and chat than that's a probably good. Let me see. She's got like 3 channels. I got to see which one she's actually live on. Let me see here a second. Where is upcoming streams? If I could actually navigate freaking YouTube. La 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 la. My God, I gotta unsubscribe to some people. I've got so many channels I'm subscribed to that I never freaking watch. Holy crap. It's not on her 40K one. Oh, good God. This is taking forever. This is like waiting for that little blue pill to kick in. I'm just kidding. I don't take the pill. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Got it.
Yeah.
Looks like she's live right now. I'm going to go ahead and drop this link. We'll do an unofficial raid over there. You posted it? Oh, you got it. Oh, dude, you're so far ahead of me. It's not even funny. All right, guys. Send you all over there. I'm going to end shit here. I'm going to pop into her stream, say hi real quick. And I will catch you guys on the next bit. Go sub to her. But I got to do stuff. No worries, dude. It's all good. Take it easy, guys. I'll be back here on Friday night. Friday night, I have no baseball games or anything. So maybe we'll play Road to Vostok or something on Friday night. I was thinking if we had a short stream, I could get to that later, but not happening. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all for hanging. Appreciate y'all for doing the shit. And I will catch you guys later on. Have a good night.